Welcome, everybody, to round two of the 2017 season. It's TORC, the Off-Road Championship Series presented by Amsoil. Sportsman Racing's at the line. My name is Scott Rain, along with Brent Smith up here. Brent, we had a great way to open up the season, and it's got to be getting better today.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of close racing yesterday, a lot of new winners, a lot of repeat winners. But stay tuned. It's going to get good. Later on, we have the pros. We're starting with the sportsmen. It's going to be awesome.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot start an afternoon of racing before. Let's check out what we're going to see this afternoon. First off, obviously, we got the Sportsman coming in the light buggy 60 number through the buggy classes into a Sportsman UTV, and then we got a couple of truck classes. And then this afternoon, going right into the pros, and that's what everything is all about, getting these guys on the track, having a couple of laps, and really putting on a great show for the fans. There's just so much now. We had the first round kind of basically got everything off their shoulders. The season has now started. There's no more pressure. Let's get going now for the rest of the year, starting with this afternoon being in the round two. Well, race fans, now is that time that we got our guys trackside ready to fire up. But now let's go down to our podium for our opening invocation by Kevin Hanegraaff, one of our racers in Pro 2 representing Allies of Autism.
Good morning. If we could remove our hats and bow our heads in prayer, please. Heavenly Father, we come before you on this awesome day, this sunshine that you provided for us, great for racing, great for race fans. We thank you for your protection yesterday while us racers went around that field and no injuries. We thank you for all the people that come here today, our race fans that make this possible, our crews that prep the track. We ask that you bless them, give them protection out there. There's a lot of risk that they're under. Lord, for those that are less fortunate that can't be here today, those with disabilities, those with financial needs, we ask that you put your hand over them and bless them. Most of all, we just thank you for being here with us today. Let us have a great day of racing. Keep the weather fantastic. And we pray this in your Lord Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Will everyone now please rise, gentlemen, remove your hats, as once again, we're about to hear the greatest song in the world about the greatest country in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, our very own national anthem. I just love that version of our national anthem. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some racing this morning as we get ready with our our light buggy division? And there's been a lot going on in the pit area even in one night in this class. And one that sticks out more than anything is we kind of joked around yesterday afternoon, Brett, when we were talking about the Stingle team in particular. Ryan, the son, was racing yesterday, and Dad was going to be racing today. And we kind of kidded around. Ryan did so well yesterday. I kind of made a smart comment about, maybe it's about time the kid kicks the old man out of the car. Well, guess what? I happened to be running by the grandstand here this morning early on, and I happened to see Greg with a spotter's radio on. So guess what happened? Ryan did kick the old man out of the car, and we got Ryan racing this afternoon. No more Greg. I don't say no more Greg behind the wheel, but for this weekend, it's all about Ryan. He did a hell of a job yesterday. He's got up his sleeve for today. Ladies and gentlemen, our first race of the morning as we get underway. Once again, this is round 2 of the 2017 TORC, the Off-Road Championship Series, presented by Amsoil. My name is Scott Rain, along with Brent Smith, one of the Smith boys, the Smitty guys from Bark River. Not only he's got a couple of race cars in his shop, one being a little mini sprint, one being a Pro Light, but now he's going to step up here into the booth and join us and kind of bring you the best of his knowledge of what he knows about off-road racing, which pretty much I'd have to say is his entire life. So, Brent, talk about what these guys are feeling right now. We got one day, the opening day of racing out of the way, and now the season has officially started and we're getting ready to go.
Yeah, like you said, you get yesterday out of the way, you get your bugs and your gremlins worked out, and now today it's a new day. I mean, if you had a bad day yesterday, you want to capitalize on it, you get to start up towards the front, and you'll see as the track dries out, these cars will get going a little bit faster, and we'll probably see a different winner today. But all in all, you still have that orange car running through the field. Yesterday had a great run, and I'm excited to see what this class is going to bring today.
Well, let's now go through our lineup of they're being given one more lap around before we go back to green flag, or I should say to green flag. Here's our lineup on the front row. It'll be Hunter Tingley in the 170, Connor Schulz in the 129, Tracy Fleischman in the 120, and Sean Springstroh in the 117 make up round 2. Row 3 will be Corey Holcher in the 100, Colin Schulz in the 177. He had a really good run yesterday afternoon. In row 4 is Eric Lafreniere in the 113, and Dylan Marquardt, another driver, did pretty good in the 122. Bo Ambos did a great job yesterday working his way through the field, working his way towards the front, the 188, alongside him Billy Booth in the 151. And here's the kid we were talking about, the 172 of Ryan Stingle. This is kind of neat. I look at the lineup. It has Greg scratched out and Ryan planted right there on top of it. So Ryan Stingle in the 172. Jake Nelson in the 141 will start in that 12 spot. It was a 12-spot inversion. So right now, after yesterday, Jake Nelson, our first winner, obviously has the points lead. He will start 12th. In row 7 is Kai Graf in the 137, starting 13th. Chad Moigenberg in the 159. Row 8, Stephanie Payne in the 144. Tom Benevenuti, our driver out of Canada. Man, he showed me some scars yesterday from surgery during the offseason, and he's just a young pup now in the 156. Pete Delore in the 199. Scott Booth in the 134. McKenna Envik in the 173. Chris Vandenelzen in the 166. Kyle Patnaud in the 174. Brandon Groff in the 112. Ryan Joss and Logan Islow round up row 12. Row 13, Paul Hayward and Jaden Lemke. In row 14, Derek Tilkins, Adam Lepek in the 118. Andy Vandenelzen and Tyler Weens round out row 15. And green is out. We're underway.
Clean start by all the light buggies. Let's see how this first turn treats us. Yesterday was very rutted up here coming back towards the infield. Everyone tiptoeing their way through. Our leaders still holding on to a little one-car length lead. Trey Fleischman holding on. That rhythm section up on turn 1, it's going to get rutted out throughout the day. You have 3 different lanes pretty much. You can go on the bottom side, middle, or up right up next to the wall. Every lap, that'll be changing throughout the day. See Stingle working his way up through the field. Second, Schultz in the 129. 177 also. Flashman starting to show a little smoke. That could be a number of different things. You can have a little bit of overflow splashing up on the exhaust, or you could have a mechanical failure starting early in the race. We hope not, and anything is bound to happen when you're bouncing over all these tabletops and these whoop sections. It's hard. These cars are mainly a stock suspension setup. It's not what you're going to see later on in the super stock, in the pro classes, or even in your single buggy classes. These have pretty much stock suspension. They have 3.0 shocks on the rear. Sometimes in the front they'll have a coilover 2.0, but as the day goes on, you're going to see these trucks and cars going a little faster, a little harder through the roots, and taking the chance either to throw it over on their lid, as we seen yesterday, Flashman opening up 15, maybe 16 car lengths, running his own race, getting fresh air. Booth already moved up in the top two. Colin Schultz running in the top three. Second and third just running their own pace. The leader has checked out at this point. Remember, we have a mandatory competition caution coming up at the halfway point of this race, and it's going to restack them, re-rack them for the second half. It's going to give these guys that are sitting in the back trying to pick off as many spots as they can and give them another shot. Flashman still with a big lead. Booth still running second. Schultz third. Bo Ambo's in the fourth position.
I think the track conditions that we've had with these guys out here actually did their homework since yesterday. And they're setting their cars up for the second half of the race, because right now this track is not made up of clay, a real tacky clay surface. It's actually topsoil, which is a little bit different than what we're used to racing on. So they're I think, caught off guard yesterday, thinking it was going to be a little bit more tacky where it was slick. And it's a very soft surface, especially through the infield. So I think a lot of these guys did their homework overnight, changed maybe the tire grooving, maybe some of the setups. And you're going to see guys like Bo Ambos, who was very successful working his way through the crowd yesterday, doing the same here this afternoon. And these guys, I believe, will start to come alive, so to speak, in the second half of this race.
Booth started in the 10th position. He's all the way up to the second spot. Great run for Booth right now, and Schultz, Colin Schultz, and started the 6th spot. He's in the top 3. Like, I'll touch base on what Scott was saying last night. I was in the pits watching guys grooving their tires in all different classes. We were seeing, like, the grooves. You see guys running up front last year at the end of the year, and then last year and this year, they had some issues with setup. So now they're doing their homework like we said, and we're gonna go and get a better perspective what the track's gonna do. The second day is always easier. We're gonna see these guys getting the hang of it and gonna put on one heck of a show in this second half.
You know, once again, we got Richie Kuloff out behind the wheel of our Toyota Escondido. Pace truck along with Vision wheels and Cooper tires. The guy has got the best job here this weekend, driving the Pace truck, brand new 2017 Toyota during the truck and buggy races, and then he jumps into a brand new 2017 Yamaha YXZ and is a Pace driver for the side-by-side. So the guy's got a great job here this weekend. Yeah, Tracy Fleischman, Billy Booth, Colin Schulz, Bo Ambos, and Dylan Marquardt make up the top 5. Interestingly enough, Paul Hayward back in that 11th spot has the fastest lap time, and not by a little, by over half a second, about 0.7 of a second. Paul Hayward has got the fastest lap over the entire field, so we'll see how he works his way, or continues to work his way up towards the front. He started way back in the 25th spot, right now sitting 10th. So yeah, 15 cars in the first half of this race, and that's quite a feat when you're talking about limited horsepower, limited suspension, with a restrictor plate, and it's amazing what some of these guys can do and how fast these cars can go if you drive them right.
Coming back, what will be the restart of the second half. Fleischman going to lead him to green. He can take his time, do what he wants. He's the pace of the start of this second half. Ambrose gets out of line a little early, trying to duck under Billy Booth. Fleischman with Booth all over him.
Man, they all dive into the corner. 3, maybe 4 wide of points, and we got a car coming to a stop on the tabletop. Can't quite see the number.
Colin Schultz.
Oh no, he was one of our front runners, running 3rd at the time, and in a very bad spot. Looks like he might be trying to bump start it. And you know what's interesting? Somebody heard there's something crazy wrong, because right now Colin pulls off the track in that number 177, and he pulled off the track kind of fast. So I'm not quite seeing what the problem is. It looked like he tried bump starting it possibly. Oh, there's another car.
Ryan Josh.
There we are, over on the right side of the course.
Yeah, Ryan Josh parked in the infield. 147 of Ryan Josh. Looks like Josh is going to need a tow off the track. Something mechanically went wrong. Like I said, there's a lot of jarring and just moving going around with these cars. Like we said earlier, the suspension on these things are no near as what you'll see in the later classes of today. These guys have to put laps together. You have to make the car work. You can't scrub off speed when you throw it in a corner. Like you'll see later in the day, the Pro 2s rotating the trucks high up against the wall. These cars, they can do that, but if they commit to it, they're going to scrub time, and you don't want to scrub time with a minimum horsepower of what these guys run, and you're going to see in this second half, whoever puts the best laps together consistently is going to end up on top of that box.
I'm looking at right now, I believe it's Eric Lafreniere in the 113, showing a lot of smoke when they put out that red flag, and then he stopped. Some smoke started appearing. It's that bright green and gray car in that 8th position, and there's no smoke showing now, but when he took off, there was smoke again, so we'll have to keep an eye on Lafreniere in that number 113, I believe is in the 8th spot at the moment. Not exactly sure why we stopped, and looked like there might be realigning the field. As we look at the infield, and we still have a car parked there, and we have a few cars parked in the infield, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Josh is still up against the barricade in the 147 sitting there. Nobody's got to him yet.
Yeah, that's kind of deceiving about these cars. They sit so low, and they're such a low slung car to begin with. You're basically sitting about 4 inches off the ground. That even a K rail, you kind of duck behind. And I don't think there we go. One of our track crews on its way. Take care of them. You know, one thing we didn't discuss yesterday and never brought up was the fact that we do have pit stops, or do have a hot pits, as it's referred to in short course off-road racing, and that is actually located. They'll have to, if there's an issue where they have to pull into the hot pits, take care of changing a tire or maybe overheating and kind of try to cool the car down, whatever the problem is, and they have to pull off. There's also a penalty box for stop-and-go penalties and such like that. They will have to exit the track from turn 3, go all the way around outside those banners, or around the outside wall, and then it's right here at the exit of turn 4 of the oval. So the hot pits is located in that area. You can see some guys, some crew members, standing right there on the fence, just on the outside to the left side of the Maxxis banner, and that's the location of the hot pit area. So you see some teams are there with tires and jacks and such, but some choose not to. They kind of figure, you know what, if it happens in the first half, early on, we're pretty much out of the race anyways. Some guys are able to limp around with a flat tire up into the competition caution, and then try to stay on the lead lap, and then duck in, get a change real quick, and try to get out on the lead lap again, and stay in the race. And you can see there's that smoke again we were talking about with
Paul Hayward.
Is it Hayward?
The 115, he's smoking. Paul Hayward.
Paul Hayward.
No, but getting back to the pits also, and it's great about this sport. When you go into the hot pits, any team goes in. You have 4 or 5 different crew members from other teams pitching in, helping out, grabbing the jack, grabbing lug nuts, whatever they have to do. They want to see that car or truck back out on the track.
That's what's really neat about this sport. And I kind of think it's motorsports in general. You don't want to win with somebody else that has if your competitor has a mechanical issue. You want to win with your competitor at 100%. And that's the mentality of a lot of the guys here, and gals for that matter. If you make a pass in the last lap because your competitor has a flat tire, yeah, you'll take it, but it's not the most ideal thing, you know. And that's what's neat when you see these guys duck into the hot pits, we'll say during the afternoon and the races, that don't be surprised when you see 2-3 other trucks, teammates of other trucks, jump in there and help out in any way they can.
You see Ryan Josh just climbing out of the car, the number 147. Not the day he was planning to have. Looking around that car, just trying to check and see what he needs to fix. Getting back, guys want to have a fair shot. They want to run as hard as they can, and they want to win fairly. You've seen yesterday in the Pro 2 race. You've seen it in the Pro 2 race yesterday when Ruppel got the win with the controversy that went on yesterday. He was kind of bummed, but at the same time was stoked. He got the W. He was so happy just to be on the box, but that's the motivation. That's the strive these guys go for. They want to be fair game. They want to run hard. They want to show who's boss, and you're going to see it again today. These guys are going to get their heads back on straight, and they're not going to let off. Bumpin's racing, and you'll see it happen today.
Oh, if you want to be hanging out with a group of guys, this is the place to do it, because even the women that race out here, every single one of them, whether it be men or women, they're all alpha males. And what a convention that constitutes back in the pit area. Oh, by the way, I digress. I apologize. Part of opening ceremonies, and welcome everybody here to Route 66 Raceway, the dirt track. Happy Mother's Day, everybody, and we want to thank the mothers for coming out here and coming out here and hanging out with us. And a lot of the mothers are actually just as much a member of some of these crews as the driver. And you know what? Happy Mother's Day to everybody that's here. Everybody that's watched us all across the
Happy
web.
Mother's Day, Mom.
I don't know if my mom is watching. She might be up in the Northwoods. I don't know. I think there's internet that far north. I'm not sure. But happy Mother's Day, Mom, and to my wife, Jennifer, back at home. You know what? Here's one of the cool things. I just found out. I got a message just a moment ago from one of the Marines that likes to hang out at our house because we live real close to Camp Pendleton. He asked for permission to use my grill so he could cook dinner for my wife for Mother's Day. How cool is that?
Wow. Brownie points.
Chris O'Rourke, hopefully you're watching us now, but man, what a heart you got. And actually, he's one of our Navy guys that hangs out at our house. He's in the Navy. So a really good guy. Has a lot going for him. And thank you for taking care of my wife until I get home tomorrow afternoon. Looks like we're going back to green flag racing this time by. The boys are all lined up. Boys and girls are all lined up. As we're getting ready to take the green flag. Richie Kuloff, sharp left-hand turn into the infield. Yes, Tracy Fleischman's leading the field. Keep your eye on that first white flag in the infield, about knee-high, and the second white flag. He hits that first one. He can accelerate anytime. He's holding. Wow! About 3/4 of the way through the zone. He held him that long and got the start. Tracy Fleischman and Booth running 1 and 2. Is that Bo Ambos up into third? So it's Fleischman, Booth, Ambos. Oh man, Ambos needs a good run in the worst way. Dylan Marquardt getting a little heat now coming up. I believe that's Sean Springstrow on the inside. He's moving up one spot.
Flashman still holding on to that lead. Got a rollover right in front of the crowd. That is
137's involved.
Kaya Graf.
He's a member of that Tom and Tom show. Later on, we're going to be seeing that as well.
Safety crew, once again, we got to give a big shout out to the TORC safety crew. Always on, always caring for every one of these racers and don't want to see anyone get hurt. Taking safety precautions, making sure he's okay before they let him get out of the car. See him rolling a tire back.
So it looks like we're going to completely stop the race. Red flag conditions as our safety crew is taking care of Groff, checking things out. And we kind of touched on this yesterday as well. Our safety crew, Whitey and Tom and the guys, they take it very personal, their jobs out there. And I've seen it and I've heard it where they, in certain circumstances, the ambulance shows up right away and they jump out and they want to jump in there and throw their elbows around it. And Tom, who's a big guy to begin with, kind of says, okay, these are our boys. We'll take care of them. So they take care of them at first, make sure everything's okay, extricate them out of the car, and then they kind of turn them over to the ambulance, so to speak. So it's really neat to see our guys out here, the same ones we've had now for well over 10 years, and they know the guys personally. They know the drivers personally, and you can see one. Looks like some of our EMTs are coming onto the track via UTV. And the other thing that's kind of neat about this whole deal too is they're over cautious. You cannot be too cautious when it comes to this thing, and they kind of maybe overdo it a little bit from time to time. But I'd rather have that than just these guys jump in there and tear everything apart and get extricate these guys. So they've kind of err on the side of just being very, very, very subtle, very, very cautious, and taking care of our drivers. And looks like he's crawling out right now. So, man, oh man.
Hand in the air. He probably had his bell rung a little bit, and just like you're saying, taking precaution. You just never know. Your adrenaline's running. And
And they got the backboard out there. They got a couple of trucks out there, and he's walking around going, I don't see what the big fuss is about.
It's good to see him walking away.
So, yeah, it's awfully nice to see Brandon walk away. Yep. He's never had so many people applaud for him before.
We'll get the 137 off the track here shortly, and we should be going back to green right after this. Dragging that car off, you see the steering's all wadded up, and that right rear just sheared right off during the rollover.
Nice looking car. I like the paint scheme on it. It kind of has that modified look to it, circle track modified. Yeah, Richie was telling me last night, really late, that our tow truck driver, our pace truck driver, I filled it up first thing in the morning. He says he went through half tank gas. So I jumped in it late last night to go back to the hotel. Sure enough, he did. So I filled up this morning again on the way here.
The miles he's putting on this weekend.
Oh, yeah, he's just hating it too, man. I'm telling you. Looks like somebody lost off on a turn 3 and 4. Somebody lost one of the foam inserts for their wheels. No big deal. It's just kind of keeps the mud from caking up inside the lug nuts and inside the wheel itself. But
yeah, the track's drying out nicely. You don't have to worry about that. It's early in the race. You don't want to get in. It heats up your brakes. And
there's that smoke I was talking about in the 115. Paul Hayward.
He had, if I remember right, last year he was smoking here and there. So maybe it's just a.
I think is he the guy that was always teasing about? I want to know how big your oil tank is, or how big your.
It's always good when it's smoking. It's when it stops you have to start to worry.
Well, let's see. Ryan Stingle, who started. Where am I looking here? I can't even see straight. Oh, he started in the 11th spot. Oh, he's having a little issues. Hasn't moved forward as quickly as he did yesterday. He's running right now in that ninth position.
But that's what's nice about this class. Majority of the field is leveled out. Their cars work the same. The drivers are all starting to get a lot more seat time and figuring out what their car likes and what it don't like, and it's good. Look at the buggy count we have in light buggy. It's amazing. It's great to see. And
there's a lot of guys that only run 1 or 2 races a year, and that's pretty much the same in any form of motorsports. But when we had I think it was 42 last year at Crandon for the fall race, the last race of the year. I think it was 42.
That was amazing.
Constituted, and that's a land rush start, and it still was 3 rows deep. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful weather here on Mother's Day weekend. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the women out here. And I'm not sure, I don't know, can they hear us back in the pit area at all?
I don't know.
Because I was kind of hanging out at the Grease pits a little bit this morning early on. And we were talking about Mother's Day and all kind of stuff. And somebody tooted by and wished Kathy Greaves a happy Mother's Day. And Jessica jumped up, what about me? Nobody wishes me a Mother's Day. Because? Are you trying to tell us something?
You're not a mom, Jess.
Hey, don't forget we got Tim here from Racing Dirty. Him and the boys are selling 2017 official TORC apparel, as well as hats, T-shirts, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff with just this event-specific stuff going. The Chicagoland Slam logo. Very, very cool. Stop down and see Tim from Racing Dirty adjacent to the entry gate here into the grandstands. Green flag is out. We're back underway.
Fleshman just protecting that bottom line as Hayward starting to move up through the field. The 115 of Paul Hayward started back in the 25th position. He's all the way up in the 8th spot. Fleshman in the 120 still holding on to our lead.
Yeah, we got Booth running in second. Bo Ambos goes a little wide, running in third. Now he's going to get a little run from the car right behind him, and I believe that's Dylan Marquardt in the 122. Jake Nelson, the one. Oh, we got a car over, and it's Stingle. Ryan Stingle, the young man we've been bragging about all weekend long up to this point, just hooks a rut, gets sideways, and collects 2 cars along with him as they come into the infield turn 4 of the oval. Wasn't that severe, but still major contact. And it looks like he may have collected Paul Hayward. Paul Hayward, the driver we were watching also, keeping an eye on, working away from the back of the pack.
Paul Hayward right by the Jumbotron, he pulled off.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Maybe that smoke became a problem. Wow, the 166 of Chris Vindelsen.
So I see the 166. That's, like you say, Chris Vandenelsen. There's Stingle being pulled back up onto its wheels. It didn't look like it was that bad of a rollover where it could cause any kind of damage, but whether there's damage now because of the contact from the other 2 cars, that remains to be seen. It looks like all the tires have air in them. A little bit of damage to the roof panel. He's staying in the car, so that's a good sign for one. Second, I think he's in the car. Maybe, you got it fired up. You see a little bit of that smoke coming off the exhaust. And Stingle back underway.
That is what is the neat thing about this sport. You don't see it in a lot of sports. You can roll over. We seen Kyle Kleiman yesterday roll it over in the infield, and he didn't miss a heartbeat. A lot of guys were saying it looked like a monster truck roll. Just flipped it over, kept on going, stayed in it. And that's what's so nice about these cars and trucks. They're so safe. You have 5-point harness on, a neck device, you have the gloves, the whole 9 yards. So when these guys get flipped back over, let the oil pressure come back up, fire it up, and keep going.
Yeah, it looks it was McKenna Envik that was involved as, oh wait, 174. Kyle Patton, that's who was involved. So yeah, Kyle's back underway. I'd have to say one of these cautions is going to constitute the competition yellow, which is the halfway point. So I think we may be there. I'm only guessing. No call's been made yet, or we haven't been told yet.
Man, what a break for Paul Hayward in the 115. He had a good run going. Anyone that starts from the 25th position and works in his top 10.
And it looks like, yeah, we got a car now that was one that was involved in the rollover. Looks like there's steering issues now. Broke a ball joint, tie rod, something. Is trying to turn right. The car wants to go left. Yep. You'd think you start to see some fast lap times. We're going to get a couple of laps complete. Nice little run going and see if those lap times start to get quicker. You know, I kind of touched on the Tom Benevenuti, our old man from Canada. He came up here yesterday afternoon after his race, and man, he had a big old giddy up in his step, and started showing me his surgery scars. And you know, what I think he said, I'm maybe way off base, but like 3 strokes and 2 heart attacks or something. Showed me where a scar on his leg, where they pulled an artery out of his leg and stuck it in his heart.
Tapping on his chest.
Yeah. So, and he says, I've never felt better, man. He's just all giddy up. So he's having a pretty decent run out there. He's out there having fun, right around the top 10 or so.
Yeah, I just have to give a quick shout out to my buddy Kyle Bolson. He loves this short course off-road stuff, and he's not able to be here.
He's always messaging me, man.
Yeah, he had a battle with brain cancer, and he's overcoming it. So best of luck to you, buddy. The 120 of Flashman opening up a 2-car length lead, nailed the start and got a little bit of a run. The 151 of Billy Booth starting to reel in our leader just a little bit. Tiptoeing through that infield. Beautiful track laid out by Jeff Nordstrom and the crew. Fine rhythm section through the infield and another tight right-hander. Bo Ambos in the 188 holding on to the last podium spot. Dylan Marquardt trying to reel in Bo Ambos in the 122. Trying to see where he is faster, Bo and amongst himself. He wants to see where the best lines are. When you're in that deep of a position in the 4th spot, you're watching the guys ahead of you. You're not watching Bo, you're watching Fleshman. You want to see where they're making their car work the best and try to get on it.
So it's Tracy Fleischman up front in the 120, Billy Booth the 151, Bo Ambos in the 188, 1, 2, and 3. Top 5 is Dylan Marquardt in the 122, Eric Lafreniere in the 5th spot in the 113. Yesterday's winner, Jake Nelson, right now currently in the 7th spot in that 141. And Tyler Weens, how about that? Started dead last. Tyler Weens on a great run in the 195, started dead last out of 30. Right now running in that 9th spot. As a white flag comes out, Billy Booth might be making a run for the win. Currently in that 2nd spot, headed on that backstretch. White flag is out.
Flashman in the 120 coming one final time this weekend through the rhythm section. He's just trying to tiptoe through, trying to keep that bottom, not trying to make any kind of mistake. Booth in the 152, trying to do whatever he can.
Now watch a bonsai move by our 3rd place car, Bo Ambos. Will duck to the inside, try to make something happen. It's not going to. Tracy Fleischman will cross the line, winning round 2. Billy Booth 2nd. Bo Ambos will make it on the podium in that 3rd spot. Let's get our guys, our top 3 up here to the podium. We'll be right back with our winning interviews.
When it comes to guarding your engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance enthusiasts demand. AMSOIL provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond protection it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
You know, race fans, it's all about the social media these days, and TORC is no different, and a lot of our fans are no different as well. Just an example, we found out this morning that during yesterday's live stream, we had over 100,000 impressions. I should say, what's that called? Not foreign impressions. But over 100,000 different impressions of people watching our live stream. So that's quite the number. And it just makes you wonder how many people are watching us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and those other things as well at the same time. And here's a great example of it. You get TORC for contests, giveaways, race photos, videos, Instagram and Twitter at TORC Off-Road, or you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TORC. Or the thing is, it's also TORCseries.com for all of the cool things, the videos, the updates, the news, whatever's going on during the week, or any kind of special features at TORCseries.com. So, I mean, it's, I see you all the time on social media, all these hashtags and all these @ signs, and you're all about it, Brett.
Oh, yeah, I love it. I think everyone should get on Instagram. Go follow me at Brent Smith Motorsports 45. I know everyone's on their phone all day. So check it out. I mean, all these racers, too. Go search, go up to their pits, talk to them. I mean, get on social media. Go to TORC Off-Road, like Scott said.com. I sit on there for hours, and I just love to watch all the recaps, find out who's leading the points. It gives a guy strategy for the next week and gives the fans something to look at, and it brings them to the next event.
We're not even done racing on the first weekend of 2017 season, and we're already looking forward to our next couple of rounds of racing in just a few weeks at the Twin Cities Takedown, just north of Minneapolis. It's the ERX Motor Park, Elk River, Minnesota, to be exact. And I'd have to say that just in the second year of existence, this track already rivals Crandon and Bark Rivers being the most picturesque, without a doubt. And, Brent, you haven't had a chance to be there, but it's got to be eating you up right now.
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing from everyone. I've watched it on video countless times. Great elevation changes, have a little bit of Crandon, Bark River, Chicagoland, all of the tracks that were coming into this year. It's great. The Carlsons, Andrew and his father, they've put a new facility. And it's not just a put-together one-weekend track. We're going there twice this year, and for the championship rounds.
Oh, yeah, like you say, the big one will be at the end of the year as the championship finals. But the fact it's a permanent facility, it's been known in that area as a snowcross track. They go there as a practice track, and they run regional snowcross events there. But this last year, they put a full-size, I want to say probably close to 3/4 of a mile, maybe a little bit longer off-road track with rolling hills, high bank turns. I mean, major high bank turns like a Talladega and such. Even a sand section. There's a split lane section, and they're going to have expanded pits, expanded camping, the whole 9 yards. So without a doubt, there's a lot of people already talking about ERX in a couple of weeks. Let's now meet our top 3 drivers in the light buggy division, finishing third. It's always fun to have this guy up on the podium. It's the 180 of Big Bo Ambos.
Congratulations to you, Bo. Right after Comp Yellow, actually one after the one yellow stops that we had, you took the inside right after and then continued your way up all the way from 8th all the way to 3rd. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling really, really good. I told my spotter, I said, man, you better let him know I only got 3 gallons of fuel. But they didn't shorten the race at all. I had to try, though. First of all, I got to thank my wife, my beautiful wife, as we've done this before. And my team, Scotty Stadler, Logan Christensen, all my sponsors, Victory Sign, my engine builder, I will not forget him. Kurt Gerald Racing Engines, Tri-County Heating, it's these people that get us Sportsman to the track, and without them, we couldn't do it. So much thanks to them. And Tracy, that cat, he pulled it off today. I never seen him on the podium. Now he's on the top box, and I'll still be taller.
Well, congratulations to you. Hop up on number 3.
Billy, I don't know how you're going to follow that one, but finishing second here this afternoon, it's always neat to see this young man on the podium as well. It's the 151 of Billy Booth.
Congratulations to you, Billy. We just had a minute talking over there about the stop, go. What goes through your mind? You're saying that you just needed 2 more laps to get them. You're getting there. But what goes through? You got that groove. You're going, and then you got to stop.
Yeah, it sucks. I got to make a run at them. I can't with these cars. You got to get a run to be able to pass them, and just couldn't get that run going. And maybe if he had another lap, could have got him. But starting to figure it out there at the end, not getting enough laps on the track. So. It was a good weekend. We come out here points leader, and first time running points in a while, and we're leading it, so it's a lot of fun. Just got to thank Mud Muncher, All-Term Machine Tool, James Pub and Grill, and it is Mother's Day. I always forget my mom when I'm up here, so can't forget her today. Thanks for everything you do, Mom. Coming to the track on Mother's Day, packing all the food, doing all that stuff. Thanks a lot.
Well, congratulations. Hop up on number 2.
And today's winner, it's about damn time, Tracy. Jeez. Our top spot, how about this? The 120 of Tracy Fleischman.
Congratulations to you, Tracy. That was quite a race, actually a very, very long race with everything that was going on. We were talking about mindset and timing and everything. What is your spotter telling you as you're running out there front the entire time?
My spotter said nothing. He was sitting in the stands. Kurt Gerald is a big help today, spotted for me. And I'll tell you what, he kept me calm. He told me to slow down so I wouldn't mess up, and I thank him greatly. His voice was a big vote of confidence, and I thank everybody, my big guy, my wife, my friends, my little tire kicker right there, Kaysen, everybody that's been with me for 18 years. We don't get up here often, but today we're here.
And how does that feel?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Step up on number 1. One more round of applause. One more round of applause for these 3 great guys down here, and back up to you, Scott.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany, and once again, congratulations. You know, both, he wasn't kidding. Look at that. Even from up here, you can see he's taller. We got to get you some, what we're going to talk about, high lift driving shoes for Tracy, maybe. Congratulations, guys. What a great way to end the weekend. Our light buggy drivers, 1, 2, and 3. Nice job, guys. Let's take a quick break and be right back with our next race of the morning. It's the single buggy division.
Everyone has their daily routines. Some of us thrive on adventure, the thrill, even just a little family time. We live for the weekend. Whatever your passion, Kenda Tires is there for you. Kenda Tires, designed for your journey.
Well, you hear that sound off the left side of the course. That's the single buggy division. A little bit more horsepower, a little bit less restrictor plates, still stock components in suspension, engine, things along that line, but a little bit quicker as well. And this is kind of like the fun class. The guys that this isn't their job. They're not big-time golfers. They're not members of the country club. They may not have a fishing boat. This is what they have fun with, and this is what they like to do. And there's a lot of guys who have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, Bruce Fraley, he comes all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, all the way to the Midwest to run the TORC series, and it's great. Like Scott pointed out, these guys have been in it for a long time, and you're going to see some good battles here in the 300 class.
Speaking of Bruce Fraley, here's the thing. I'm getting messages right now by Dawn Fraley, his wife, as she's sitting back at home in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, her family is here watching Bruce and hanging out here with the weekend, and it's killing her. I mean, I can show you the message right now. She's freaking nervous as hell, she's saying. I'm so damn nervous right now. And it's such a blast to be able to do. You gotta love this technology nowadays, man. It's like somebody types something, it goes up to a crazy satellite somewhere in space, gets shot down 2,000, 2,500 miles away in Earth distance, but who knows how high it goes up into space and back down. And yet, you have a conversation within seconds. Every single time that you mention it or type it, there it is right there.
Well, folks, we are starting to have the 1,600 buggies come out on the track, getting a little look and see where the water is and where it's dry. You see there's a lot of standing shiny water before the tabletops in the infield, and they're going to sort that out and see what tire groove works today.
Here's our lineup of single buggy division. We've got 13 cars coming out for the lineup, and here they go. On the pole, speaking of Bruce Fraley out of Las Vegas, he's sitting right there in the 312. Alongside of him, the 319 of Dylan Parsons. In row 2, it's the 395 of Matt Gerald alongside Matt Gerald. Trent Hansen in the 399 from right down the road in Rockford, Illinois. In row 3, it's Ryan Moniger out of Ohio in the 343, starting 5th, and alongside of him, Guy Sankowski in the 337. Craig Padel is inside of row 4, along with Dave Luger in the 328. Jason Flugrad in the 356, and Tony Keepers starts outside of row 5. Inside of row 6, Jeff Pashinsky in the 324, and yesterday's winner, Jeff Villamore in the 379. And rounding up the field of 13 is Pat Welch in the 396. Matt Gerald needs a good run in the field without a doubt, but yet comes out here every single year, has a lot of fun. His dad's here as well. They've been doing it for a long, long time. Dave Luger, one of our fast drivers from last year, finds himself about mid-pack. Tony Keepers as well in the 352, back in that 10th spot.
Here we go. You'll see the white flags. Anytime in between, the guy on the pole, and he does. Bruce Fraley takes off.
It looks like we've got Matt Gerald trying to follow through and can't quite do it, but Bruce Fraley gets a nice start. And this is one of those deals. It's kind of like having C.J. Grieve starting the pole in Pro 4, having Bruce Fraley starting the pole of the single buggy division. It's going to be ugly for the rest of the guys. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, Bruce Fraley, last year, a couple times he just walked away from the field, and he's turning around and doing that again. It's not just that he's got everything perfect. He's put his time in. He knows those cars inside and out. He spends majority of his time working on other desert cars and race trucks out west, and the more stuff that you work on, it just gets your brain more focused to make your own stuff go that much faster.
Completing lap number 1, Fraley about a 12, 14 car length lead. Our top 3 are actually spread out pretty good, and then it bunches back up from about 5th, 6th on back. Looks like I was being told, man, let's see, Dylan Parsons in that 2nd spot. Matt Gerald trying to work his way around. Now keep in mind, Matt Gerald, physically for him, he's 100%, but yet he's just a little bit off because of an injury. What, 3 years ago, I think it was.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
In Red Bud, Michigan, in a pro light race. So he doesn't have 100% function from his legs. But I'm telling you right now, he's got a pretty damn strong upper body.
Yeah, he's a great kid. He's strong. He's overcome a lot of bad things that went on in his life with jumping that pro light at Redbud. I'll never forget that day landing on that jump, and he's pulled himself back 3 years ago. They didn't think he'd ever race again.
No, they didn't even think he would walk again.
And it's amazing. It's great to see, and as we see, I don't know, he's having some kind of issues turning that car.
I don't know if it's steering or he just dove into the corner too hard and had to push or what, but the neat thing about that, they didn't think he would walk again, and he looked at him and says, that's not going to be the problem. I'm going to race again. I'm going to make all his nurses and the doctors that he made a promise to them that he would, and the hospital that he was at was in Chicago, and he goes, when we race Chicagoland, I want you all to come out and watch me race, because that's going to happen. And he made the promise, and guess what? 3-4 years later, he's doing it.
No, it's awesome. Great to see Matt Gerald out there, and seeing Jeff Brzezinski in a 120 or the 324, trying to get around Gerald.
Fraley slowly pulling away, now about a 20-car length lead over second. So Fraley, you know, all he has to do is just keep it clean. He's that strong of a driver. He's got that good of a car. Zero mistakes, though. He has to run with zero mistakes.
And it's like we said earlier, it's putting laps together time and time again. And you have to put your first lap together like you do your last lap. And if it's what you plan on doing, a lot of guys are like, oh, I'll wait and see what happens. If you don't know what you're going to do before you get out in the car, I feel that you're at a deficit. Bruce Fraley's put the time and the work in, and it's showing.
Yeah, Fraley looks like he has the fastest lap of the race so far. Actually, no, it's Tony Keepers with a 51.2. And Fraley's got second quick with a 52 flat. So, man, Tony Keepers really has the fastest car of the race so far. Dylan Parsons running in second, but he's going to have a little contest going on right now. Luger goes to the outside. Looks like Luger may have made the pass into that right-hand turn. Comes out of the corner, and now Luger moves up one spot.
Keepers.
That's Tony Keepers, I'm sorry. Tony Keepers is running in that second spot.
Keepers got it working well through that rhythm section.
It's actually Jeff Villamore and Dave Luger battling for position back in fourth and fifth. And here comes Bruce Fraley now up on the lap traffic.
Villamere in the 379. He started in the 12th position. Already working his way up into the top 5. Villamere, one of our top contenders in this class. Last year had a lot of great runs. Competition caution coming out. We're going to restack them for the second half of this race.
Also, I mentioned out there that Ryan Mottinger running that 343, running in the former Travis Dinsmore single buggy. So I don't know, they worked out some kind of deal late last year, and it carried over into this season. And kind of cool to see the legacy of one of our former Pro Light world champions. In fact, I think he is the current world champion, Travis Dinsmore, not able to make it out this season. But
yeah, it'd be great. Get Travis back out here.
Yeah, he's one of Travis's cars is out here on the track right now with Ryan Mottinger. Want to mention everybody also, when you exit the grandstands anytime during this afternoon, you're more than welcome to walk the pit area. Meet the drivers, get some pictures and autographs of some of the pro drivers. Figure out who you want to cheer on later on this afternoon in the pro ranks. And while you're at it, stop by and see the World Motorsports Breast Cancer Foundation set up. Tom Pollock is back there, and he's representing the World Motorsports Breast Cancer Foundation, supporting breast cancer patients and their families. And he has got a lot of stuff that he's selling down there to raise funds for this organization. And he's kind of got a cool thing that says, every day is pink. And there's a lot of pink stuff down there, I'm telling you, a lot of different things. So they're giving the signal right now with one lap to go, as Richie Kuloff is having a little bit of fun once again this afternoon in the Escondido Toyota. Vision Wheels Cooper Tire Pace Truck. And he'll also be getting in the brand new 2017 Yamaha YXZ, the official pace vehicle of TORC in the UTV divisions. Burning up a lot of gas that I paid for yesterday and today. Yes, I am. Just a quick reminder also that Tim from Racing Dirty's got Chris Kyle Memorial Benefit stickers that he's selling for $1 a piece. 100% of the proceeds go to the foundation as well. So some very cool beneficiaries here this weekend. Chris Kyle Memorial Benefit as well as the World Motorsports Breast Cancer Foundation. Green is out. We're back underway.
Fraley coming back towards the infield, gapping the second place car just a little bit by about 2-3 car lengths. Tony Keepers in the 352, trying to run the pace of Bruce Fraley in the first half. As you can see, there's still some standing water. Some of them going on the left, the right down the middle. Best line looks to be on that outside. Keepers, Villamere in the top three. Villamere in the 379, started in the 12th spot, already in the position of the podium. And if anyone knows Villamere, he is not one to sit back there.
Oh, without a doubt, things are going to heat up real soon. It's really crazy. I don't understand the semantics of it sometimes, but when you start the race, obviously all the cars and trucks are grouped up real tight together. Mid-race, they seem to gap out somehow, and that's the way they run it. And for whatever reason, again, I don't understand the semantics of how it works, but as we get closer to the finish, they group back, get tight up again. And I'm telling you, Bruce Fraley is not going to have an easy day of this as we enter into the last portion of this race in that 312. He's got a mirror full of the 352 and the 379.
Good look at Keepers there coming back in the infield. Trying to study Bruce Fraley, trying to see where he can be quicker, which it's hard to say for Bruce. Bruce usually hits his marks, hits his line time and time again, and you just have to wait for that one mistake as these corners start to run up. You come in just a little too hot, you put it up on the bike, it gives a guy a little bit of an edge. Villamere just hoping that these two can maybe get close enough and tangle and give them a little bit of a chance to run these guys down.
Man, I'm seeing some aggressive driving on there. Our second place car dives hard into the corner, trying to outbrake Bruce hard and make up a little bit of ground. But Bruce is smooth. He enters in the corner nice and easy, doesn't throw that car overly sideways to pitch it sideways, kind of driving through. This is where the track comes around. It's really interesting. There's, like you said, there's some still wet spots, but there's also a lot of dry spots where there's dust being kicked up. Which plays into his hands, I don't know. Still no white flag. The advantage is nowhere near what it was during the races. Right now it's probably about, it'd be a stretch if I said 10 car lengths. I'm guessing more like 8. As there's dust in turns 1 and 2 of the oval as they make their way around.
Keepers fishtails it through the rhythm section in turn 1, giving Villamere a little bit of a shot.
You know, and this is something that we often talk about in other forms of motorsports. As long as second and third battle back and forth for that position, that is exactly what Fraley needs to kind of stretch it out a little bit. White flag is coming out this time around. I just got a message also that Bruce's mom is watching the race right now, pacing back and forth from Riverside, California. So that's the cool part of the internet, of the social medias. We've got an entire family watching from not here in location, someplace else in the country. White flag is out as they cross the line. 1, 2, and 3. Fraley still has an 8-car length advantage. Villamore up the outside wall, just glancing off the concrete, coming out of turn 2. Slows this down, loses momentum. Hopefully he can keep that tire on, and now he's starting to smoke a little bit. Still looks like he's got air in all the tires. 2 turns remaining. Fraley through cleanly. Now the advantage, maybe 5 car lengths. Into the final corner, down the front stretch. The advantage is now 2 car lengths. Checker flag is out. Fraley takes the win. Second, the 352 of Tony Keepers. And Jeff Villamore will cross the line at 379. Well, Mama Fraley can sit down and take a breather. Dawn, so can you. We'll be right back after this with our top 3 finishers at the podium.
At Patton Power Systems, we've got the power. The rental power for your business, for your event, for your peace of mind. Cat rental generators from 20 kilowatts to 2,000 kilowatts. The best power equipment, maintained by Cat certified technicians. Power, when you need it, where you need it. Patton Power Systems is your one-stop source for rental power equipment. Generators, light towers, heaters, air conditioners, and air compressors. Backed by Patton Power Systems, expert service and solutions. When you need it, where you need it. We've got the power.
Well, race fans, when it comes to keeping your car that you love safe, there's a motor oil that offers the world-class performance you demand. AMSOIL shields your automobile with over 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of vital components like pistons and cams. And don't forget about Cooper Tire, the official tire sponsor of the TORC Series, with athletes in Pro Light and Pro 2 competing on the Cooper Tire Discover STT Pro. For more information, follow Team Cooper Tire on social media or to locate a dealer near you. Visit coopertire.com. Well, I mean, you often hear sometimes, or I often hear that people say, it's not very hard to win when you start on the pole. This was not one of those examples. Bruce had, especially in the second half, he had to work for this one coming into the last 2 laps. There was a lot of heat coming down on from behind.
Yeah, you did. Just because you start on the pole doesn't mean that it's a cakewalk. You have to put it together. You hear a lot of people say it if they're kind of bummed that they didn't win. They're like, well, if I would have started on the pole. Yeah, but you see people, they start on the pole, they break down. They start on the pole, make a mistake. And Brad Lovell, I mean, at the end of the race, had an unfortunate
incident.
Yeah, I don't know what you want to call it, but, I mean, it's bumping, rubbins racing. It panned out the way it should, or some people feel it panned out the way it shouldn't. But you're going to see that all year long, and we can't catch everything. We just want to put on one heck of a show.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's now meet our top three in the single buggy division. Finishing third, the 379. He has no stranger whatsoever to the podium. It's Jeff Villamore.
Congratulations to you, Jeff, back here again. You're on the third place box. How's it feeling? Because 3 out of 4 in Chicago ain't so bad considering last year and this year. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'll definitely take it. We had a horrible weekend in Crandon last year. Leading and broke the car, and then the second race flipped in the first turn, broke my arm. It was just a horrible weekend. So to come back here, get a win yesterday, and another podium today, feels fantastic. Really got to thank the sponsors, my dad, just always putting in the work in the garage. My brother doing an awesome job spotting, and most importantly, got to thank all the moms out there. We're really lucky to be racing.
Well, wonderful. Glad to see you back up here. Hop up on number 3.
And finishing second, I have a funny feeling he's thinking inside his head right now what I would give for one more lap. Ladies and gentlemen, taking that second spot, the 352 of Tony Keepers.
Congratulations to you, Tony. We were listening to Scott earlier. You had one of the quickest times at 51.2 out there. What determines what lines you're taking, especially since there's some slick spots, some dusty spots? What's your mindset?
Just looking for where the speed is. We know where it is when we're by ourselves, but when you got starting back like that and battle through cars, you got to kind of pick where you got to go and set people up and stuff. So it helps having what I would say is the best car in the track. I got this car from Mark Steinhardt, so it's set up perfect. So I drove it for the first time Friday this weekend, and I think a third and a second's pretty good to start off the year like that. So I got to thank my beautiful girlfriend Lacey. She's about a month away from having our second child, and my son Jackson's helping out. One of my good buddies, Jeff here, he helps me all the time on the track. And my mom and dad, I wouldn't be here without them. And all my sponsors, Argon Lumber, J&J Insulators, Sam's Concrete, Lou's Custom Stump Grinding, and the rest of you guys, thank you for all the help. I'm a little nervous right now.
It's okay. You've done great. Hop up on number 2. Well deserved.
And now our next driver. Bruce, I want you to listen to this. Your wife has been messaging me this entire race. First she says, all right, Scott, let's see if we can have a better day today for Bruce. Then she goes, okay, I'm nervous as I'll get out. This is all before the race. And then she goes, during the race, I'm pacing the whole damn time. What's going on? Then she goes, she also wants you to know that your mom, Wanda, was watching from Riverside, California. And then she tells me after the race she never saw the second half because her computer froze up. So I'm letting everybody know right now, taking the win from Las Vegas, Nevada, Bruce Fraley.
Congratulations to you, Bruce. Coming off this 2016 year, you were second in points, top on the box today going into Chicago. What do we got in store for the future?
Well, we had a bad day yesterday. Replaced the motor overnight and put a new motor in today, and you can see where she runs.
Well, it seems like you got that winning combination right now. Who would you like to thank?
Well, first of all, I'd like to turn the camera around and all these people right here behind you, that's my family from here, Chicago. That's why I'm here. It's all about family. I'd like to thank my wife back home, take care of all the dirty work, as I would say. Scott, for everything you do for me. Fat Performance, unfortunately, they lost the motor yesterday. Fultz Trans, right on shift today. Freeman's Carpet Service for believing in me in all their desert program and everything else, and I love being back here.
Well, it's good to see you up here. Hop up on number 1. One more round of applause for these three gentlemen right here. And back up to you, Scott.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany. And one more time, congratulations to Jeff Villamore, Tony Keepers, and Bruce Fraley, our single buggy winners here this afternoon. Let's take a step aside one more time. You got a breather, come maybe get something to drink, as we got the super buggies coming up next.
Turo Trailblade Tires, the weapon of choice for wherever you want to go.
Well, race fans, as they hit the track, this is something I like to call the Formula One of off-road. The fastest buggy class that we have, open wheel without a doubt. You look at these cars, they all seem to be just a little bit different. It's along that line, Brett, where if you think it, you dream it, you can draw it out, weld it, cut it, whatever you do, and build it. And like I say, it's like my impression of the Formula One of off-road.
Yeah, you can do pretty much anything you want to these cars. You see the wide wheelbase. They're all different shapes. These cars hook up. They're a little bit faster than the light buggies and the single buggies, a little bit more suspension. And as we move on through the day, you're going to see a little bit more speed and a lot more banging fenders back and forth.
Here's our lineup, the Super Buggies. On the pole, the front row inside, Scott Schwabe, number 29. He's probably been doing this longer than anybody out there in this field. Starting alongside of him, number 12 of Dave Vandenelzen. Row 2 inside, Steve Creeman in the 18 from Arlington Heights. Alongside of him, Joe Eppers, the oldest driver in the class, I think, and number 99. Just out there having fun. Another guy that's been doing this forever. You know what? I don't expect to win. I just want to come here, fun, be one of the guys, and he's doing a hell of a job of that. Alongside, let's see, inside of row 3, it's number 22 of Herman Barnum. Outside of him, another driver that's been gone a long, long time. Made the drive up from Florida. Number 9 of Michael Hester. Row 4 inside. Ryan Schwabe, number 2, alongside of him. Keep your eye on this driver, the 31 brand new car from Mark Steinhardt. Row 5 inside, a very young man, still in high school, number 36 of Daley Penico from Phoenix, Arizona, running 2 classes, both this and in the Pro UTV division. And outside of him, yesterday's winner, the number 94 of Michael Meister. Going to green, this time by. Here we go.
Three, 4 wide in the second turn of the beginning parts of this Super Buggy race.
For some of the race fans that have been around for quite a long time, the car that's running in approximately, the car I was just about to talk about, nose up in the tire marker. That's Dave Vandenelzen, and that is a former Sticker Dude car from north of your Wakanda area. That is a former, see, who had it before him? Jeez. I know Sticker Dude had it for a long time, but then that is a former Quick and Bright Larry Gorley car from back in the core days.
Schwabe still maintaining the lead in the number 29 car, just hanging it out in that infield, that inside right tire just glazing off the ground.
Without a doubt, we got our top 3 drivers already to the front. Former teammates right now running 1 and 2. Scott Schwabe, the 29, and Mark Steinhardt, the 31, and they're being chased down by the young gun of this class, Michael Meister, the 31. So is there a changing of the guards, you think, or this is just another addition to the class? As it's a brand new car, like I said earlier, for Steiny running in second, but here comes Meister, the inside. And I gotta ask you, what do you think? How far down the road do you think it is before we'll see Meister in a truck?
I don't know. He's adapted to this Super Buggy really well in that Ponzi car. As he goes to the bottom and just gets on the inside of Schwabe, and you're going to see him, I think he's going to just stretch his legs a little bit, clearing the tabletop, beautiful, letting the car fade up. Got a little bit high, trying to grab the dry dirt up by the wall, and in the 94 Ponzi call Meister, I think it's going to be soon, Scott. You're going to see him move up in the pro division into the pro lights, I would want to say. And it'd be great to see, build the class up, and he's another one, another contender to battle with Schwabe.
I tell you, our top 3 are battling pretty hard right now for the first half of the race. I figured these guys would kind of hold off a little bit, maybe save something for the second half after the competition yellow. But right now, how about Daley Penico, the high schooler out of Phoenix, Arizona, running that 4th spot? starting to reel in our top three.
Meister bringing in another time around in the 94 Ponzi back Super Buggy.
Completing lap number 4 of an 11-lap event. And it sounds like one of either it's Penico or Schwabe. Sounds like they're having motor issues. And I'm guessing at this point it looks like it might be Ryan Schwabe. Yeah, without a doubt. Number 36, that yellow DPR car, Daily Penico, is reeling in our leaders. But right now, Michael Meister, without a doubt, has the fastest lap of the race. The only driver to break into that 40-second mark. It's kind of neat to see a young driver from the West Coast commit to running the entire series in Super Buggy and in Pro UTV. Daily Penico, the young man, is still in high school, and his dad, Dan Penico, be running out here.
Mark Steinhardt in the 31 car. That's a brand new Super Buggy.
Joe Eppers going a lap down in that red and white car, coming around the course, coming onto the front stretch. Again, he's just out here having fun, wanting to be one of the guys. He's been a lifelong racer.
Turning laps like Richie Koloff.
Yeah, yeah.
As you see, as the day comes later, you're going to see them arc it. Every time coming in that infield, you're going to try to get up by that wall to get a nice apex so you don't scrub off that speed. The guys that are going up towards the wall and getting a run, you see them clearing that inside tabletop.
Daily Penico, that number 36, going after Scott Schwabe now in the 29. As the competition yellow is coming up, will Penico be able to pull off the pass before the flags? Kind of pinches off Schwabe in the corner, makes the pass on the outside. Daily Penico will move up into third right at the flags. So it's Michael Meister, another one of our young drivers out there, kind of taking it to the guys that were the veterans in this class. One of which being Mark Steiner running in second. Daily Penico moves up in that third spot right before the flag. Scott Schwabe fourth. Ryan Schwabe in that fifth spot. And Michael Hester out of Florida, South Florida.
There's a good look on the Jumbotron of the Toyota Escondino Cooper Tires Vision wheels, and our buddy Richie just driving around.
Cranking the tunes, cranking the AC. Listen to, he's probably scanning the radios right now, listening to what the guys are having to say. But I really, really feel that won't be long. I mean, the kid's got the talent without a doubt that we're going to see Meister in a truck. That would be awesome to see.
Yeah, like I said earlier, he adapted really well to this Super Buggy class, and he's fast. He's one to contend with week in and week out. Going to take him one more lap around before we start this second half. Again, you'll see on the left-hand side in the front before the start those two flags. You're going to see the leader, Meister. He's going to, in between those two flags, at any time he can take off. Right when he hits that flag, if he wants to take off right away, he can. If he wants to drag it out right to the end, it'll bunch everybody up. But sometimes you can hit it just perfect and get that little run you need.
And the thing is also, that's very, very important, they have to stay in a single file line. They cannot pull out, so to speak, pull out of line to pass, or attempt to pass even, until they go past the AMSOIL finish line. So anytime within those, like Brent was saying, anytime within those white flags, they can accelerate, our leader can accelerate, and that's when our flag runs through the green flag. So he's watching our leader. There's the flag. He's holding him. Not too bad. He waited a little bit before he accelerated, but Meister gets a nice little jump, but he's dragging Daly Pinnacle along with him. Pinnacle still within less than a car length advantage. Heading down that backstretch. Actually, no. What is Steinhardt in second.
You see Meister getting a nice run in that infield, clearing that tabletop. He's flying him.
Look at the advantage he has already. 10, 12 car lengths over Mark Steinhardt. Pinnacle takes a little bit lower line on Steiny as they head down the front stretch into turn number 1.
Steinhardt, he's new to this class, but he's not new to the sport. He dominated single buggy for years and years. I remember him and Brad Erickson going at it for countless amount of races. It's good to see him get up in that bigger buggy class. I had a chance to talk with him last year, and he told me that was his goal, give him a shot, Everybody wants to get a chance at the biggest class that they have their feet on.
I'm kind of guessing that Mark Steinhardt's got more world championship rings than he has fingers. He was in the single buggy division for so long. And I think he got a little bit of pressure, maybe possibly from some of the competitors, but mostly I think he wanted to see what he could do in the super buggy division. And, well, it wasn't a stretch for him to be this fast.
And that goes back to knowing your equipment. He builds a lot of things. He built, I think it was light buggy. He built the light buggy this winter, and they got a win this weekend. And he can fundamentally make a car work. He's a great driver, as he was in single buggy, and now we're seeing a change of pace. We're seeing the DPR car getting around Steinhardt. Daly Pennico in the number 36 starting to stretch out that gap between him and Mark Steinhardt. Does Pennico have enough in his leg to catch Meister? Pennico kind of trying to get a different angle at that inside turn, trying to straddle the ruts. Pennico opening up 5-6 car lengths as Meister's just stretching his lead. Two laps to go. 2 laps to go, this time by for the Ponzi Super Buggy number 94 of Meister. Pennico in second, Steinhardt in third. Schwabe still running in the top 5.
Meister has just checked out. I mean, he's got probably a 2-second lead right now over Daly Pennico. I mean, in all indications, I mean, just think about it. This is kind of like tapping your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. They're doing so much inside there. They're shifting, they're clutching, talking to their spotters, and pushing the button, the handbrake, the foot brake. There's so much going on. I can't even, it's like being a drummer. I can't imagine what all that's going on. With the white flag coming out, Meister crossed the line, roll up front, Pennico still about maybe 2 seconds back as he crosses the line right now. And, you know, for a brand new car, Mark Steiner's not looking too bad right now, but he's still got to be scratching the head a little bit going, what can I do with these guys?
Oh, and that's what he's doing. He's sitting back there. He's not too far off the pace, but it's a matter in setup. Did you hit your mark with the tires? Did you get the right groove? Did you set up for early in the race, or did you set up late in the race? And you'll see it as the day goes on, is tire grooving is a big issue in this sport.
Coming on that last corner, into the front stretch, putting another win, another trophy on that shelf, the 94 of Michael Meister. And going home with another trophy all the way back to Phoenix, Arizona, the 36 of Daley Pennico in third, Mark Steinhardt in the 31. We're going to take a quick break, catch our breath, be right back with our top three at the podium.
Cooper tires on the ground, go round and round, round and round, round and round. Tires on the car are warranty. And what you need, the tires on the car help keep you safe. They grip the road when you hit the brakes.
Your tires matter, so count on Cooper, an American company since 1914.
Tires on the ground, go round and round.
Race fans, Maxxis tires are trusted by TORC champions because their products take drivers to the podium year after year. Be sure to visit the new Maxxis.com and stop by the Maxxis support truck to learn more about Maxxis tire products, including the ultra high performance passenger, trailer, light truck, and SUV tires. And also this year, Kenda has really stepped it up. The Kenda tires are engineered to provide solid performance at a great price. Whether you're looking for the thrills of a high-traction off-road tire or the peace of mind found in a reliable passenger tire for your family, Kenda tires are designed for your journey. Visit KendaTire.com to find a retailer near you. And don't forget about VP Racing Fuels. The winning TORC drivers rely on VP Racing Fuels to keep their trucks running right, and now you can get the same benefit with VP additives for gas and diesel engines. It's a race fuel technology for your daily driver and the perfect way to clean out your fuel system and put the power back in your drive. In fact, VP Octanium offers the biggest octane boost of any product on the market. Octanium and VP's other additives are available at your local AutoZone store. For more information, visit vpracingfuels.com. Well, you know, Brett, we kind of touched on it a little bit during that last race. Are we seeing a changing of the guard, so to speak, when it comes to we have two young guys that finished 1 and 2 and a veteran that finished in that third spot. And as we look at the starting lineup, Daley Pennico finished second, started second to the last. Michael Meister won the race, and he started dead last, and they worked through the entire field. So do you think we're seeing that changing of the guard?
Yeah, you're seeing them. They're doing their homework. They're studying those cars and putting parts and designing different parts to put on them that create that car to work. And it's good to see young talent come up, and it's good to see veterans like Steinhardt still in the mix. And he ain't going to stay too long in that third spot. I can guarantee you that throughout the year. And he'll go back, like I said, 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks when we go to Minnesota, he's going to be ready. He's going back, switch gears, do what he has to do. He studied his homework throughout the race, and I wouldn't doubt to see him in victory lane soon.
Well, let's now meet our top three in the Super Buggy division. Finishing third, the number 31 in a brand new car, a veteran in the open wheel division, whether it be single buggy or super buggy. It's Mark Steinhardt.
Congratulations to you, Mark. Coming over here, I feel there's a different facial feature that you're going. You're not as happy as I thought you would be. What's going on?
Oh, no, I'm happy. Overshot one corner, and Daly's right there, and I know I can't make a mistake when he's there. So made a mistake. He drove a good race. Michael drove a good race. It was fun. It was a good track. Tried a few different things on the car today. I think it worked better than it did yesterday, and by the time we get the ERX, we'll have it dialed in, I hope.
Who do you want to thank today?
I got to thank Alamode, Washmart, Laundry Lobby, Glenn Matthews, Matt Kinner, everybody that helps me out. Moore and TORC for putting the races on. Thank you.
Congratulations. Hop up on number 3.
Well, if you're going to have a guy from the desert, from the southwest part of the country, come back to the Midwest and make a splash in just one weekend, this young man is doing it right now. Still in high school, finishing second here this afternoon and going to be turning around, jumping into a pro UTV later on today, the 36 of Daly Pennico.
Congratulations to you, Daly. We had a moment to talk out there before you came up here. What was going on with your buggy? Did you have any engine problems?
Yeah, the exhaust got crushed from the start, and it just sounded weird, and it was really low on power, but I just tried to make it work. And from the very beginning, I didn't have any radio communication with my spotter, so I just tried to make wise choices and just make my way through the pack as fast as I can to keep with Michael. But he had a couple good lines at the very beginning and got away, and then just working with what I had, and I'm just glad where we finished, and I'm glad to leave here with my first weekend in TORC for the season and second place overall, and had a blast like coming out from Arizona, and we'll be doing the whole series, and I'm just really pumped to be out here. And I just got to thank my dad for being my spotter and just getting me out here and doing everything he does, and my mechanic Steve Downing and Fly Racing, 2X Motorsports, and I just got to thank everyone that helps me and just gets me here, and I'm loving it out here. The weather's way better than Arizona right now, and I just got to give it up to all the moms today for Mother's Day, and my mom's a huge supporter of me. Love you, Mom. I know she's watching me today back home online, and just all the moms here, because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing any of this, so just thank you.
Well, congratulations. Well-deserved on your first weekend in TORC. Hop up on 2.
And our winner, maybe, just maybe, we have a changing of the guard of young guys working their way into this class. But this guy has worked his way up to the podium one more time. The number 94 of Michael Meister.
Congratulations to you, Michael. Back-to-back over here in TORC. You're great. You're winning. You've got that good combination. Up there, though, Scott and Brent want to know, when are we going to see you in a pro light truck?
Oh, I don't know about that. We'll see where this season goes and go from there. But I was having a blast this morning. We went out for practice. There was just a couple of us out there, and we tried a couple different things, and I think that helped for this race. So I'm excited about that. And track was a blast. I had real fun driving today and just sliding it right in the corners, a little slick in the 180s, and that was really fun.
Well, you've done a great job. Who do you want to thank for this weekend?
I want to thank my crew and my dad most importantly. Without them, we couldn't get through this. They work in the car and everything like that. But I want to thank my sponsors, Ponce, Michael Meister Logging, Never Lift Apparel, VP Race Fuel, Badger Race Wraps, 92-0 Designs, Southside Tire Vanago, Hobbytown, and Revolution Raceway.
Well, congratulations. Hop up on number 1. One more round of applause for these 3 guys right here. And back up to you, Scott.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany. And once again, congratulations to those guys down there at the podium. One cool race to watch here this afternoon. Nice job, guys. One more time, we'll step aside, take a quick break as we get ready for our next race, Sportsman UTV.
Swiss.
Tuna salad. Sportsman.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up, the Sportsman UTV. We had a great race yesterday. You'll see a variety of different cars and Sportsman UTVs. You'll have the Pro Mod UTVs and Pro Stock UTVs. I mean, it gives a guy a chance, or guy or girl, a chance to get in the class, get their feet wet in the Sportsman UTV, and then later upgrade. Call Johnny, CJ Greaves. I think it's $25,000. You can get your hands on one of these cars and come and enjoy and be a part of the series. Get the feel for off-road racing, get the feel for the tracks, and try to get these guys to move up and build our classes. And I think it's a big step in the right direction to have all these Sportsman UTVs, Pro Mods, and coming up, you're going to see these guys flying just as far as some of these buggy classes and some of the super stock trucks that will follow later in today. Yeah, these Sportsman UTVs are not as high class as the Pro Mod UTVs. As you see, they look like you just brought them right off the shelf. Some of these guys have, you'll see we have a couple 900 cars in here like we did yesterday, getting their feet wet, shaking down. They'll probably only run the first half of the race. But you can go grab one right off the shelf, put a number on it, put a Hans device on, neck restraint, your fire suit, gloves, everything that everyone else is running in these classes. Pay your entry fee and come and run with us. And you're going to see as we go on, these cars are going to get a little bit faster. Richie's sitting down there just changing vehicles all day, it seems like. He's just putting his miles on. He's sitting there in the Yamaha pace car, and he's going to gather these guys up as they come in front of the crowd. And when you see him pull off, he'll pull off there in turn one as they're coming through the infield, and anywhere's in between those flags, they can take off. So pay attention. They're going to probably line up 2 by 2 in that inside pole position. He's the pace leader. You see the Sportsman UTVs starting to do the 2 by 2. Starting on the pole in the Sportsman UTV starting grid, the number 725 of Gabe Johnson. Starting on the outside pole, the number 726 of Thomas Martin. In the 711 of Vince Lamondola in the second row, driving the 745 of Stenson Robertson. In the 5th spot, the number 713 of Jacob Rosales. In final 6th position, John Lohman in the 799. And here we go, the green flag flies.
As you look out there, you can see a Polaris Razor right now leading the pack because we've got just a slew now of Yamaha YXCs right behind. And they definitely have a different sound as well. The YXE Yamaha sound a lot like a motorcycle, two-stroke motorcycle, where I guess you'd say it sounds like the Razors sound more like almost a snowmobile, four-stroke sled.
Yeah, they whine. And you'll see, talking about the different classes in the Sportsman UTVs and the Pro Mods, you'll watch them come through those rhythm sections. The car will try to buck, it'll get out of line, and you'll see in the Pro Mods, they have the better suspension, better setups, and they can fly through those sections. Watch as our leader Johnson comes through this rhythm section, tiptoeing his way through. Watching all those back ends just bucking. Johnson still holding on to a 5-6 car length lead. Lamondola in the 7-11 running in second, moved up one spot since the start. 3-car battle for the third spot going through the rhythm section in turn one. Let's see who goes high and who goes low. Little contact. Wow, gets out of shape coming into the tabletop. .725 of Johnson, still holding on to that lead. Just running his laps. Fresh air out front, just gets to pick wherever he wants to go. You see there's still standing water on the track, trying to avoid every section where you see those wet, slick spots. Get a good look at Rasales there running in the top three. Trying to work his way in the top two. Back end, they see coming through those rhythm sections, they have to get on the binders hard, turning that right-hander. Good battle for third. Rasales shuts the door. Johnson, Lamondola in the 7-11. Looks like our second place contender is starting to reel in our race leader. Lamondola trying to find a better way through that rhythm section.
See, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, where it seems like at the start of the race, everyone's bunched together, and then they start to gap out. And now as they're racing towards that halfway point, they're coming back together again. And I can never figure out what causes that dynamic, but this is what you're seeing. Whether it's the setup of the Polaris was better for the first half when the track was wet, or now that the YXEs are, like, as it dries out, starting to reel them in.
2 laps to go.
Jacob Rosales has the fastest lap of the race right now with a 51.9. Again, the only driver to break into that sub 51 second mark. And there's the comp yellow coming out as our leaders cross the line. And on that last lap, Vince Lamandola kicks off the fastest lap time. Man, oh man, by, let's see, 37 one-thousandths of a second. Lamandola has the fastest lap. So once again, Gabe Johnson, our leader, 7:25. Vince Lamandola in those 7:11, and Jacob Rosales currently third in the 7:13. Richie Kuloff out there in our Nielsen Enterprise Yamaha YXZ. We want to thank the guys from Nielsen Enterprises for prepping that thing. It was brand new here this weekend. They grabbed it, set it up for us, mounted all the lights and everything on it, get it prepped up for this weekend's race. It's kind of cool. The official
Richie gets
pace
to drive it.
Yeah, the official pace vehicle of the UTV series.
Yeah, those lights are cool. They're flashing all over the front windshield. One more time around before we go back to green. Again, pay attention to those white flags. The leader has his own control as whether when he wants to take off.
Green is out. We're back underway. Man, you can just hear one of those. Oh, our leader up and over, hooks a rut. That's like the craziest roll. It almost looked like he wanted to take the Joker, or looked like he was taking the Joker lane, that changed his mind.
Gabe Johnson in the 7:25. Man, leading the race like that.
It's kind of a crazy thing. He never did a complete rollover. Started to, got halfway there, then also kind of pirouetted and came back on its other side.
And as he was rolling, you seen a wheel shear off the side of that thing. These karts are safe, even though they're Sportsman UTV. They're pretty much a stock car. They still have a cage in it and seat belts and the whole 9 yards. So we know that he'll be all right. They're going to pull him back on his wheels, all three of them. Good look at our safety crew again. Once again, we have to give them a good thank you throughout the weekend and throughout the year in the series. Great group of guys just get together week in and week out, and they look after one another. They look after all the drivers. They look after their partners that are taking care of our racers. And if you see them out in the pits, don't be afraid to give them a hello and tell them thank you.
No, our safety crew definitely earns its keep, and I think they're the hardest bunch here this weekend while racing's going on. They've been on the track multiple times. This being the first race of the weekend, it's bound to be busy for them, I'd have to say.
Here we go. We're coming back to green flag. Lamandola opening up a little bit of a gap. still have a tire laying down on that infield coming back into this left-hander.
They're all taking that inside line and that left hand turn into the infield, so they avoided that tire that's laying there. But now it's a race of all YXZs and one Polaris Razor out there right now. It's pretty amazing, but basically what Yamaha created was a race card right to begin with, and you could walk right into your motorcycle dealer and buy a race car. That's pretty much what you can do right now. So Vince Lamandola in the 7-Eleven leading right now. Jacob Rosales in second. Rosales has the fastest lap time of the 50.49.
The track staying together nicely today. Yesterday, you've seen a lot of big divots and ruts, especially in the front stretch. We had a stop in the show yesterday for one of our Pro Mod ATVs cartwheeled it in front of the grandstands. And battle for the second spot. Rosales still holding on to that second position. Trying to reel in our leader. All three of those Yamahas starting to pull away.
Three laps remaining this time by Lamandola, still our leader.
Lamandola, Rosales in the 7:13, running in second. All over our race leader. Looks like he got a little squirrely there through that rhythm section. Oh! Runs in the back. Rosales got a little love tap. He better get on the gas. 7-11, Lamandola still holding on to lead, puts it up on the bike, sets it back down. All three of these Yamahas starting to pull away from the rest of this field. Two laps to go. Vince Lamandola getting all squirrely through the rhythm section. Giving Rosales a shot at the lead. He goes wide. Lamandola stays on the bottom. Rosales driving it hard in the infield. All over the back of Lamandola in the 7-11.
It's almost like our leader stalls it, and the 713 Jacob Rosales bump start him from the back, and they're going to, looks like they may be three wide on the front stretch at the white flag lap. Here we go. In fact, their teammates and are battling for the lead. Lamandola bounced off the outside wall. Our leader glanced off the outside wall. This race is far from over. Oh, up on two wheels! And couldn't quite save it. I believe that's Lamandola.
What a day Lamandola was having. He put it up on the bike, could not stay in it, and went right over. Caution flags coming out, but we're going to get the checkered this time by.
So it looks like taking the win with a 9:20. Actually, no, it's Jacob Rosales taking the win. Stetson Robinson will finish second, and John Lohman will finish third.
Yeah, the 7-Eleven in Amendola having a great run today. Just didn't pan out the way he wanted. He was running aggressive, got a little squirrely through the rhythm section and brought it back in the infield and tipped it over. As we can see, they're putting that car back on all fours, and I can guarantee you something's bent on that thing.
Well, once again, we'll step aside just for a moment, bring our top three to the podium, and we'll be right back after this.
Rugged Radios. Work, race, play.
Hey, Steve, where you at?
Experience clear communications through headsets or helmet kits.
I'm up on the hill to your right. Oh, there you are.
Talk vehicle to vehicle.
Keep radio contact going. Copy?
Talk to passengers.
Copy that, I gotcha.
And stream your favorite music. Complete communications for UTVs, base camp, toy haulers, or off-road vehicles. Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
You know, like I started saying, that this is the first time we've had Sportsman UTV a part of the TORC series. And, you know, there's going to be, I guess, the guys that are racing in this class, it's baby steps, learning how, basically learn their car, different setup than bumping on the trails and everything like that, which I know these guys do a bunch of, or going ice racing, which I know a lot of them do that as well. But then also coming to short course, onto an off-road short course track. And these things will be getting faster and faster all the time. And keep in mind, they're basically right off the showroom floor. They're race cars, but Yamaha's built these things to be race cars almost to the point of being bought off the showroom floor.
Yeah, they've come a long ways in the making those cars work. And it's amazing. When I was a kid, it didn't even seem like those things were anywhere to be thought of. And now it's one of our classes, a couple of our classes, and it's just going to keep growing. I remember at Crandon last year, we had like over 100 and some UTVs, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, imagine, I want to say it was 77 in one race, and they were like 5 rows across, land rush start. Made for a very impressive turn 1, the Forest County Potawatomi turn 1 at Crandon. Without a doubt, the biggest field that's ever, made that turn. Speaking of which, if you're looking for something to do on Labor Day weekend for some of the fans down here in the Chicagoland area, I know where you probably would like to go. And if you can think of Burning Man, Woodstock, a good old party zone. Oh, yeah, by the way, they also got off-road racing there. But you're doing it with about 50,000 of your favorite friends or your best friends. Crandon, Wisconsin is the place you want to be. And it's a historic event every single year. Some people are brave enough to go back in what is called Jurassic Park. Some not so much. So it looks like we're now ready for our trophy presentation out trackside. Let's welcome our Sportsman UTV drivers up to the podium. Finishing third, the 745 of Stetson Robertson.
These two.
All right, let's correct this whole thing. Finishing in the third spot, the 799 of John Lohman. All right, got one right. Woo!
Congratulations to you getting on the box again here in Chicago. First time ever for this series. How are you feeling?
It's been pretty awesome. It's our hometown track, and it's been pretty nice.
How different is the track from yesterday?
This track got pretty dry and pretty rutted up today. It was pretty hard to get through the corners.
And who would you like to thank for bringing you here?
All the moms out there, my mom, my wife, my dad for working tirelessly on the cars, and all the family and friends.
Well, it's good to see you up here. Hop up on number 3. Congratulations.
And now finishing second, the 745 of Stetson Robinson.
Congratulations to you, just like him. We were talking back-to-back up here. How are you feeling? And one big question, though. When you're setting up for your UTV, do you set up for the first half of the race or set up for the second half of the race?
Kind of for the second half. First half's usually pretty wet and muddy. You're all over the place. Just depends on how they want to water it this time, but it's a pretty good track so far this time. Today was a lot drier, not so muddy through the corners. So.
Who would you like to thank for today?
I'd like to thank my parents, my mom, spending her Mother's Day here, my girlfriend's first Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody else up there. Bikeman Performance, Valor Apparel, Lucas Oil, Douglas Wheel, Hess Motorsports. Everybody else that's helped me out, I forgot you.
Well, congratulations. Hop up on number 2.
And taking the win, the 713 of Jacob Rosales.
Congratulations, Jacob, to you. Stepped up another podium spot, top place finisher today. Did you change anything on your UTV from last night to today?
No, ma'am. We just kept it the same. Just did a bolt check and everything else and came back out.
So pretty much consensus is the track was a little bit better for you guys. Not as sticky, not as slick out there.
Yeah, I mean, at first it was kind of rough, just sliding around everything, but the track smoothed out eventually.
Perfect. Who would you like to thank?
I would like to thank Mr. P, my dad, my family, Zach Martin, and SOB Bill.
Well, you've done a great job here. Step up on number 1. Big round of applause for the Sportsman UTV. And back up to you, Scott.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany. And once again, congratulations for the first weekend of racing to our brand new division, the Sportsman UTV. Nice job, guys. You know, we've been talking about ERX quite a bit this morning, and already I think a lot of guys back in the pit area are talking about how they're going to change things up with their race cars or race trucks to get ready for a completely different race course than what we have here in Chicagoland.
Yeah, it's a great facility. Everybody's been talking about it. I didn't get a chance yet to get there. Scott keeps reminding me of that. I was out of town that weekend last year, but I can guarantee I will be in the woods, and it's got a little bit of everything. Like I said, you have fast straightaways, big bank turns, big drop-offs like Bark River. In battle action, you have sand sections, split lanes. You name it, they cover it all. So if you have nothing going on, or if you do have stuff going on, get over to Minnesota, get over to Elk River, support the Carlsons. They have a good thing going. We're going to end the championships there in the fall, and I can't wait.
Well, you know what? If you're thinking you might want to go or you're on the fence, check this out.
When we built this track, we wanted to embody the true essence of off-road racing. We wanted a track that would change lap to lap for the driver so that they would be challenged from start to finish. The key area that challenges these drivers starts with a 180-degree clay turn. At that point, the drivers need to make a decision on a split lane sand section. Once they come out of that section, they come into a treacherous whoop section that leads right into a Talladega turn. In 2017, we wanted to ensure that the fan experience at ERX was second to none. We have improved seating, including 2 new bleacher sections, as well as a section of seating that we are affectionately dubbing People of the Trees. ERX Motor Park now sits on more than 400 acres. This allows us to accentuate the fan experience, including more than 150 new camping spots that are available for both TORC weekends. ERX is the best value you will find for your family all summer long. For more information on camping and tickets, go to erxmotorpark.com, and we'll see you June 10th and 11th.
Yeah, if you want to go someplace where there's racing and camping, I'm telling you, this is the place, ERX Motor Park. Just outside of Elk River, Minnesota. It's a beautiful drive to get there, and it's even better when you pull in and park. It's someplace you got to go. Looking at a shot right now of staging for our next race, the premier class of the Sportsman Series, the Super Stock Truck starting grid, will be coming up in just a moment. But we got 14 trucks lined up, and here's the interesting part. I'm not sure if our cameraman can hear us or not, but if he pans just a little bit to the right and up just a tad, keep going, keep going. Look at, no, they are not shrinking. They are not shrinking. That is the next race. Nobody back in the pits shrunk the trucks. That will be our last Sportsman race of the afternoon, and that is the littlest drivers out here as well, the youngest guys. That is the Midwest Kart. So here we go with Super Stock coming out trackside right now for their recon lap. Sounds like a lot of noise, but also they really don't seem to be going anywhere. So I'm telling you right now, the track is real greasy, wet, and they are absolutely spinning the tires. That's all that is. But the thing is, they need to take these laps. They need to check out that track because it will be changing from the time they drop the green flag to the halfway point to the very end. So this is what we got to do. We got to stay on top of the track, keep watering it, keep the moisture into it. And it kind of sucks for the driver sometimes, like right now, because it's really slick, but yet we got to keep on doing it.
Yeah, tire grooving's huge. As you can see, a lot of people are fishtailing it back and forth, trying to work in that water for late in the race. And with it being so hot as it is, you want to keep that moisture, like Scott was saying, in the track. And as this track dries out, first truck class of the day, they're going to get a little bit faster as we go on.
In no particular order, here's our lineup as it looks a little different on our sheet here than what I'm seeing out on the racetrack. We've got the 871 of Stu Kelly out there alongside of Scott Allison, Troy Shaden, as well as Ben Holcher in the 844, Gatlin Keener in the 886, and the Popcorn Sutton's Whiskey Runner entry, along with Tom Varner in the 837. Tyler Playman, Tom's part of the Tom and Tom show. I like saying that. Tyler Playman out there in the 814, Kenny Platt in the 812, Kyle Cooper in the 873, Nick Bing in the 833. He's here this weekend now. Jamie Kleikamp in the 825, Joy Machosik in the 851. Yesterday's winner, Nick Visser, Mike Funk in the 880 and 807. Talked to Gatlin Keener a little bit last night, and they were just way, way off on their setup. And mainly their tire grooving. He was really disappointed in the tire grooving. But early on, I have to say, I think they found it as Gatlin Keener pulls out the lead early on.
Yeah, you can see it's really wet entering that turn. Gatlin Keener flying that Popcorn Sutton whiskey over the table. Yeah, I had an opportunity when I first came into town. Gatlin Keener, me and him sat down, and he just said the truck's off. It don't seem right. They popped tire off the bead. Him and his dad, Justin, must have got things together. You see that tire just holding on in that left front. Varner's starting to come up through the field in 837. Platinum and Joey Machosik, yesterday's winner, working his way in the top three. Machosik now in the third spot, going after Varner. Gatlin Keener setting his truck up nice. Varner off the side of the tabletop. Machosik in second. That is the last thing these guys want to see.
3 wide to the right-hand turn, forcing the issue. Varner somehow come out of it clean as he was stuck on the inside.
And here comes Nick Bing. Took a day off of racing yesterday. The truck still finished on the box. Nick's got a chance. He's back and he's ready to hunt in that HPI Ford.
Yeah, Nick Bing was at a wedding yesterday afternoon. I didn't have a chance to talk to him to find out if they kind of took a break a little bit to watch yesterday's race. But we've got Machosik reeling in Gatlin Keener. It's going to be a battle here. We got a great run. Contact made. Big contact made. We'll have to wait and see if any damage to the left front on Machosik.
Keener gets up on the bike, sets it back down. Nick Bing in that brand new Holgers Brother racing truck. Joey Machosik trying inside, trying outside, trying to disrupt Gatlin Keener.
Keener opened up the door to the inside, too wide. Looks like Machosik might come out with the advantage, and does. We got a brand new leader. Yesterday's winner, Joey Machosik.
Machosik pushing through the infield. You see Klykamp starting to run that high line. That's a nice line to get Apex down in that inside. Klykamp had a good run yesterday.
Nick Bing now taking a peek to the outside of Gatlin Keener, running in second. Here he pulls up alongside. Bing gets a good run through the infield. He'll take second place away.
Does Nick Bing have what it takes? That truck was battling with Joey Machosik. It actually led 3/4 of the race yesterday. Jamie Klykamp running in that 5th spot. Klykamp getting a nice run on that back section, putting it up high against the wall. Watch him try to go outside, inside.
Kenny Platt right in front, showing some smoke to the corners. Clears up down the straightaways, and now Gatlin Keener showing smoke. Right now running in third.
Hope for Gatlin, that's just a little bit of a tire rub from him and Machosik earlier. Kenny Platten and Jamie Klykamp. Kenny Platten.
Jamie Klykamp makes the pass. He moves up into that 4th spot. Going after Gatlin Keener running in third.
Klykamp all over Gatlin Keener. Klykamp shoots by Keener on the inside. Klykamp actually doubling into that last section.
Keener trying to come back. Doesn't get the run out of the corner like he was hoping for. Klykamp does, and he will take the advantage. Right now running in third.
If you look on the Jumbotron, Jamie Klykamp in the 8:25.
Joey Machosik with the fastest lap of the race so far with a 50.9, the only driver to work his way into the 50-second mark.
Machosik having one heck of a beginning of the season. Last year, doubled down here at Route 66 Raceway.
And the competition yellow comes out. Machosik with the lead. Nick Bing in second. And Klykamp in third. As the rest of the field comes around, Richie Kuloff will pull off the Toyota Escondido pace truck.
Now, Scott, you just wonder. Klykamp sitting in that 3rd spot. It's a perfect spot. You have different scenarios you can play through your head. These two guys, Joey Machosik, Nick Bing, they're both great drivers, as is Jamie Klykamp. And he's going to hope that those two tangle up. He's going to chill out, wait, let the track come to him as it has been earlier in this race. And I can guarantee you, that Jerry Russell power plant in there is going to have something for Machosik at the end.
Meanwhile, I'm kind of thinking I like the looks of Nick Bing. He just basically worked his way through the field very, very quickly. And I think he didn't check up a little bit. He I feel, lifted just a tad, biding his time until the second half, waiting for these flags to come out. So I'm thinking Nick Bing might be the one to keep your eyeballs on for the second half.
That's a cool looking truck, an old looking Ford body, but a brand new chassis. Think we're gonna go take one more lap around before we get this super stock truck race back underway. It's Machosik in the 851, Bing in the 833, and Jamie Kleikamp in the 825. Watch those three trucks. Here we go again. Richie Kuloff going to pull off on that infield. Remember, pay attention to those white flags. Joey Machosik's going to set the pace. It's Machosik, Bing, Kleikamp, Platten. Machosik bunching them up nicely. When will he take off?
Telling you, Nick Bing actually gained on Machosik, beating on the back bumper. Hey, brother, I am here all the way through the turn, down the backstretch. Watch that outside entrance, inside exit move. And no, he didn't even try. It looked like he was setting up for that particular move.
And as I said earlier, Kleikamp just babysitting. Just wondering who's going to take out who, and they're staying pretty clean as Bing over-rotates just a little bit. And Machosik opening up a 2-3 car length lead.
It almost looks like that last few turns, Nick Bing overdrove us a little bit, pushed into the corners, dove in a little bit too hot, and actually pushed the turns and lost a little bit gap up to the first place spot.
Machosik really having a hard time rotating that back end of the truck, coming back in the infield. Bing getting a little run on the inside. Bing's truck working nicely through the rhythm section. Bing over-rotates again. It costs him that one little spot.
And now as they come out of the front stretch, I can't help but think there's a little bit more horsepower in Machosik's truck down that long straightaway into turn one. Seems to pull away a little bit in those straightaways.
Yeah, they're all running. They're both running on Maxxis tires. You wonder what groove they pick. Do they have the same groove, or does Bing a little off? Machosik still holding on, pushing through that turn.
Man, I think Nick Bing is faster than Machosik right now, but not fast enough to pass. Without a mistake.
Outside, inside by Bing.
Not quite able to make it work. He's fast enough to catch him, but I don't know if he's fast enough to get by because, Joey Machosik running a grace. Here it might be. Still nothing there.
Bing driving hard on the inside of Machosik, going through the whoop-de-doos. Bing looking like he found the same line that Machosik has. Watch here. See if Bing goes up high to try to dive underneath.
Oh, Machosik dove in pretty hard, tried to outbrake, went in with a big push. Machosik still has not made any kind of mistake. But interesting enough, as hard as our leaders have been battling, they have pulled away from Kleikamp, running in third.
Bing, there's certain sections of the track where he really gets a good run on Machosic. And right in front of the crowd, it seems like he pulls out that little bit of a lead. These trucks have horsepower, but they don't have a lot of horsepower to weight ratio. It's just like a buggy. You try to maintain your truck, you try to hit your marks. You don't want to scrub speed. Machosic, you watch him when he enters here. You don't want to push too hard. As Bing looks to the inside, trying to push out Machosic. Side by side, Bing. It's a drag race through the rhythm section.
Now watch for a hard braking going in. Trying a different line, trying to go the outside. This may have been a little bit better than trying to duck the inside.
Bing buttons it up. Oh, Bing! Nice save by Nick Bing. Puts it up on the bike. That is not what he wanted to do, opening up a gap. Joey Machosic in the 851. Like I said, one little mistake, that's all it takes, and you lose 8-10 car lengths.
That may just be all the breathing room that Joey Machosic needs, as it looks like, I'm going to guess right now that brand new truck for Nick Bing is getting pretty tired.
And you look at our leader, look underneath that truck. We have something hanging underneath that truck, flopping. It looks like the exhaust is bouncing.
That's a drive shaft. Maybe, no, it's the exhaust. Yeah, you're correct. White flag is coming out.
Clycamp still running in that third spot. Our front two leaders have gapped him just a little bit.
I just never seen anybody running an exhaust that far back on the chassis before. If that's truly what it is, that's flopping around.
Yeah,
But
he
that's
always
about all it could
runs
be.
that exhaust out the side, and it looks like the exhaust clamp might have came loose. You wonder if it's giving it a little bit more horsepower. That
Yeah.
exhaust coming
Yeah.
off, letting
Less
it
back
breathe
pressure.
just a little bit.
One final time out of the turn 4 of the oval. Today's winner, two-time winner this weekend, the first one, Joey Machosic. Across the line. Second will be Nick Bing, and third across the line, Jamie Clycamp in the 825. Let's get our top three finishers up the podium. In the meantime, we'll step aside and we'll be right back after this.
For 41 years, winning drivers in all forms of motorsports have relied on VP Racing Fuels for leading-edge technology to optimize performance and power them to the winner's circle. Now you can get the same benefit with VP Mattitives, formulated for gas and diesel engines. It's race fuel technology for your daily driver, and the perfect way to clean out your fuel system and put the power back in your drive. VP Mattitives are available at your local AutoZone store. For more information, visit vpracingfuels.com.
Race fans, don't forget, Arturo Tire is your weapon of choice for wherever you want to go. Designed and manufactured for your 4x4, light truck, and SUV. Arturo drivers race on Arturo Trailblade MTs, a proven winner in short course off-road racing. For more information, log on to our website, Arturo.com, and find your local independent Arturo Tire dealer. Race fans, don't forget, you can rent your heavy equipment from the Patent Cat Rental Store, your one-stop shop for all your heavy equipment needs, skid steers, boom lifts, telehandlers, and more. Visit patentcat.com to learn more. Yeah, some very happy guys down there crawling out of the race trucks. I mean, you've been in this spot before, Brent. What's it like right now at this moment?
Well, if you're the winner, it's awesome. If you're Nick Bing, you go back and be like, man, I put it up on the bike. I should have had him. I had a shot. Everything runs through your head. Clycam's sitting there going, man, why couldn't I reel those guys in? So, I mean, I had the opportunity to win in that class, finish on the podium 8 times. It was great. It was fun. Me and my twin brother, Brock, we had a great time in that class, and I think it's an awesome class. It's a great battle. When we get to the bigger tracks, those trucks haul. And Joey Machosik, he's just running his race. He doubled down last year, and he's doing it again.
Well, it looks like our guys are coming up on towards the podium area. And you know what? Once again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. What a great weekend of, this is the epitome of a family environment. The families, the entire families are involved in this sport. We've got moms coming with the kids, buying tickets to sit in the seats. So many things they could do, but yet they come here, and we want to thank moms for not only being here this weekend, but also, giving us life. My gosh.
Right.
Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Well, let's now meet our top 3. And as Brent said a moment ago, so close, but yet so far. Running in that Dodge, the 825 of Jamie Clycamp.
Congratulations to you, Jamie, back up here again. It's got to be a great weekend for you. You got third, took a pass, took 2 guys out, bumped into third, stayed back, watched those 2 guys over there. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I mean, coming down to Chicago here the way we came, busting our butts last minute, we weren't really prepared, but it turned out that we were prepared. And this is a tough track. Here's a lot of bumping and banging, so our truck survived a 2nd and 3rd this weekend. I'm happy. I want to thank my family and crew. Couldn't do it without Adam, Mark, Jerry, Chris, my wife, my kids. Kurt and Kyle Greaves, they really built the nice back of that truck and helped me get things going up front here. Jerry Russell Automotive, Motor Tranny, and crew chief, Big Olds Lube and Service, M&J Excavating, High River Graphics, Jay's Auto, Electrical Logging, Radio Results Network, and Bologna Construction.
That was a mouthful. You've done a great job. Hop up on number 3.
Well, this guy's had a hell of a weekend. Yesterday, having fun at a wedding. Today, he's off here racing and ends up on the podium in a brand new truck. Ladies and gentlemen, the 833 of Nick Bing.
Congratulations to you, Nick. Your truck's back up here. You got it up here again. Quick question, though. Battling back and forth with Joey all day. What is your spotter telling you, and what decisions do you make when you want to try to get that pass?
He said just keep digging, keep some pressure on him. He might screw up, he might not. He didn't, but we didn't give him an inch. We just kept pressure on there. I made a little bobble like with 2 to go, and that's how it is. So it's racing. That's going to be an all-year thing, I think, and it's going to be a good year.
Who would you like to thank for today?
Oh, there's tons of people I'd like to thank. New sponsor on the truck, Holter Brothers Incorporated, Lucas Oil, Country Club Bar, JR Enterprises, J&H Forestry. There's tons more I'm forgetting. So everybody for helping. We busted ass on this truck. We really worked hard over the winter, and it's really paying off. Maxxis tires are hooking up great. We just changed out to that this year, so that's awesome. 1-2 finish on that, and I'd like to thank Clint running yesterday when I was at that wedding, so that was awesome. And my crew, family, Jess, everybody for all the long nights in the shop, and thank you guys.
Well, congratulations. Hop up on number 2.
And finally, our first double winner of the weekend. What a way to start the season. Ladies and gentlemen, the 851 of Joey Machosik.
Congratulations to you, Joey. It seems like Chicago's got to be your favorite track. Took 2 last season, taking the 2 here, going against him. But the big question is, right when we're coming out of Comp Yellow, you getting everybody to bunch up there. Strategy, not strategy, what is your mindset?
Yeah, I try to mess with him a little bit, you know. I know Nick's fast. He's always going to be on me. I knew if I made one mistake, he'd get right around me.
Well, it seems you did a flawless race. Who'd you like to thank today?
Maxxis, my dad, Muskego Crane, Gary Bellman Grading, Ray from Amsoil, and Charlie from ATD.
You've always done good here. It seems like it's going to be a special place heading to ERX soon. Hop on number 1. Can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. One more round of applause for these guys. And back up to you, Scott.
One of the Marine guys are in costume. Once again, congratulations, guys, and especially Joey, man. What a way to start the season. We're going to see him in a couple weeks as the rest of the guys here this weekend. Just a couple weeks from now at ERX, Elk River, Minnesota, for rounds 3 and 4 of the 2017 TORC season. We'll be right back after this.
When it comes to protecting your engine, AMSOIL offers the next level performance truck owners demand. AMSOIL provides 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard, extending the life of pistons and cams. Give the vehicle you love the above and beyond fortification it deserves. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
Just behind that flag, you see our next race coming up. It's the short course karts. Our youngest drivers in the series coming out here in the smallest trucks, as obviously. And you know, I gotta throw this out there. This is the kind of zoo I live in. I just got a message a little bit ago from one of our Navy guys and one of our Marine kids that come over and hang out at our house all the time. Now, keep in mind, my house has 3 dogs, 3 cats, and a bunch of fish, but 2 of those 3 dogs are puppies. So it's already a crazed maniac house. Well, today's Mother's Day. I'm not there. I just got a picture message from one of the Marine guys and one of our Navy guys taking pictures of themselves and how they're dressed up. They are dressed up in full face mask, carrying water pistols, and they're going to go over to my house, commandeer the house, and cook dinner for my wife with the 3 dogs and 3 cats and the fish. So, you know what? You got to love our military and their sense of humor, but God bless them, you know.
Good look at our short course cards coming up. A lot of young kids. A great stepping stone to get the kids into off-road racing. And if you look at these cards close, they're just like a Pro Light, Pro 2, Pro 4. These kids are in heaven, man. They prep the trucks. I know Mark Wahanowitz, Paige, and all. I know my cousin Scott Beauchamp, my little cousin Braden's out there. They've been in it a couple years, and it's great to see these kids progress. You actually have own race teams building these trucks from the ground up, just like a Pro 2, Pro 4, Pro Light, and you get to put the tins on, you get to put tires on, get to put the bodies on, give it a cool paint job. And as they come out, take a good look at them. Mom, Dad, get your kids in one.
You know, if you take the bodies off this, like you say, like Brett was saying, they look just like a miniature Pro 2, without a doubt. They have them up on jack stands, the way the chassis sits and everything. And the thing is, too, the kids are completely contained inside this thing. Full fire retardant outfit, the shoes, the fire suit, gloves, the helmet, all head and neck restraints. The helmet, obviously, tear-offs.
They feel pro.
Radios. I mean, they got the spotters. Their dads usually are the spotters up in the seats. But once again, here's our lineup as we go into a full inversion. 12 cars out here, and our yesterday's winner, Owen Van Epperen, is in that 12 spot. But on the front row in the 44 is John Holcher. Alongside of him, the number 7 of Michael Funk. Row 2 inside, Easton Sleeper, number 13, is he's one of our front runners, but had big issues yesterday afternoon. Hope Conrad starts alongside in the 79. Zachary Hanowitz in the 31. Troy Johnson in the 11. Kennedy Marquardt in the 90. Paige Hanowitz in the 5. Braden Beauchamp in the 20. Gavin Oldenfeld in the 411. Sam Marquardt in the 90. As they take the green flag, and yesterday's winner and defending class champion Owen Van Epperen in the 45. I don't think they're racing just yet. I was going to say they're faster than that, and
boy, they're equal.
Yeah, talk about equal caliber cars out there. You better turn left. Get on it, Richie. Get on it. Go, 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 go. Richie, come on. That YXE's got a right pedal there. Use it. Now turn left. There we're getting. Okay, all eyes on John Holcher. He can accelerate anytime he wants at that first white flag in the infield. And holds him. Green flag is about halfway through. That's a little bit better. 4 wide, 5 wide through turn 1 of the oval. Owen Van Epperen still mid-row, back in the pack, trying to find a way through there. Easton Sleeper moves up into second, right behind Holcher.
Zachary Hanowitz in the top 5, running in the 4th spot. You see Braden Beauchamp in the number 20 Armor Steel truck starting to move through the field.
Here comes Easton Sleeper to the inside of Holcher. Easton in that green car, Holcher in that red, white, and blue car.
Paige Hanowitz all over her brother Zachary.
Mike Funk running in that 3rd spot in that burgundy and gray car, number 7.
Easton Sleeper trying to get a little bit of a run on John Holcher.
Yeah, I think he's got that inside line. Holcher's stuck on the outside. That door is open. Here comes Sleeper to the inside. This is a tremendous class for the drivers to learn how to keep that speed up, that momentum to the turns. It's not a drag race. You don't go to a corner, dive real hard, stab the brake, turn the corner, and then accelerate. It doesn't work that way with what, about 13, 14 horsepower, and that's it. They have to carry the speed momentum all the way through there. And Easton Sleeper made a nice pass to the inside, slid wide as we got two trucks. One is rolled over, and I think they may have even locked bumpers. As Easton Sleeper is our new leader.
Zachary Hanowitz upside down in the number 31 Edwards collision truck.
And just like that, Richie Kuloff out there in the official pace vehicle of the TORC series in that Yamaha YXE.
Yeah, you can see Zachary waiting to get rolled back over. Only takes 2 guys.
That's the cool part, yeah.
Great looking truck. That's not what he wanted to do today. Those ruts, as the day goes on, we've seen them, they start developing holes. I was talking to the Kleiman brothers, and they said they were deep. They weren't just like ankle deep. They were like knee deep, and they were trying to straddle them all day yesterday in the Pro Light race.
As I look in that backstretch, you see the hole in the K-rail back into the back section where all the water trucks and all the heavy equipment is. I see a big red Dodge tow truck, and I want to thank the guys from Johnny's Towing being a part of the race action this weekend. not only to bring out a tow truck, but they also got a flatbed. And then when you entered in, the fans entered into the pits from the parking lot, those two huge 40-ton wreckers. And I was talking to Johnny when he pulled up on Friday, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I got 5 of these."
Wow.
And that's just the 40 tons.
Plus, they look just beautiful.
Oh, I know.
Chromed out. Could buy.
So once again, thanks a lot to Johnny's Towing. If you have a problem or an issue and need to get away to get home with your hot rod, give him a call. Johnny's Towing. So it looks like we only have one truck so far that has dropped out. Looks like Marquardt has gotten around Funk for that third spot. I missed that as we were paying attention to the wreck. It looks like before the yellow come up, there was a pass.
Look at those top 3 just sitting on top of each other. And it seems, Scott, like when they go through those rhythm sections over there, they're like perfect spread out. Like they actually probably do get a run out of them. They just it's a mogul section for them, but they use that to their advantage.
Well, it looks like, I think that's Beauchamp that looks like he pulled off the track in that back section at the wall exit. Is that your cousin over there?
No.
No?
John Holger going to bring him back. Pay attention to those white flags. Whenever he wants to take off, he can.
And he nails it right away at that first flag.
Braden Beauchamp and Van Eperen trying to work their way around Wahanowitz.
It just appears that Owen Van Eperen has really got a quick cart. It's so easy for him to pick and choose where he wants to make a move. Man, it's a body slam, and Marquardt just clocked the heck
And
out
as
of
you say it, look at Owen Van Eperen. Went from 6th to 3rd. Drag race between him and Marquardt coming back in the infield. Van Eperen drives it hard, makes contact with Marquardt. As
Marquardt just keeps turning. Looks like he's turning left in a right-hand turn. Just doesn't want to give up the spot. Meanwhile, here comes Owen Van Eperen now in the 3rd in that white car.
an Easton Sleeper looking on the inside of Johnny Holger.
Holzer comes back on the outside, battling for the lead through turn 1 and 2 of the oval. Sleeper has it, but man, Holster's making a race of it without a doubt.
Easton Sleeper in that number 13 truck, still holding on to the lead, blocking underneath. Marquardt trying to look on the inside, Owen Van Eperen. Holger gets right into Easton Sleeper, and they come to a stop. Wow, Owen Van Eperen taking over the lead, the number 45 Power Sports 1.
Unbelievable. Now, something this simple can take a leader completely out of a race, and right now Holter's got basically Easton looks like he's pinned and can't move. As the competition yellow comes out, Owen Van Eperen across the line with the lead. Marquardt second, Wahanowitz third. Van Eperen are dead last in the field and already has the lead, as our track crew is still working to try to separate the short course carts.
Braden Beauchamp started in the 9th spot. He's all the way in the top 5. He's running that 4th position. Troy Johnson and number 11, Ponzi Truck, running in the top 5.
Man, I know there's some irate crew members right about now in that sleeper camp.
Now it's Owen's turn. He gets a chance to make that pace. As you
Owen
see
Van
Morcar.
Epperen, yeah. Owen Van Epperen at the start of this race is like having C.J. Greaves at the start of Pro 4. I mean, it's, I don't want to say it's a race for second, but damn near. The kid's a 2-time defending class champion, won yesterday, and is definitely on one of those strings.
Yeah, we've seen right where they're at right now when they come back in front of that tabletop. He went from 6th to 3rd. Just like that, he went high and he come up underneath all the trucks. I mean, it's just seat time. He's been in it a couple years. He understands what the truck likes and what it doesn't like. So we'll see what he does here in this second half.
It's Van Epperen, Marquardt, and Werhanowitz, 1, 2, and 3.
Marquardt looking on the outside, Owen Van Epperen. Paige Wilhanowitz all over the back. And here comes Braden Boshaw. Marquardt goes wide, lets Wilhanowitz in. Side by side, and he's going for the lead. Owen Van Epperen opened up the door.
Boshaw pulls off the track. He turned left, or I'm sorry, he turned right instead of left, so now his cart is stalled right before that tabletop jump to the left side of the course.
Man, tough break by Braden Boshaw on that number 20
How about this?
Steel.
Look at Easton Sleeper, all the way up into that 5th spot.
Van Epperen, Marquardt, Paige Wilhanowitz. She wants a piece from the boys. She wants to go out and show these boys, hey, I can run here too, guys. Mark Wilhanowitz, he built those trucks in the off season. They have the best of the best. He is one heck of a fabricator, and I guarantee he gave his daughter one great piece of equipment.
Easton Sleeper gets a run out of turn 2 of the oval. Looks like could be some action now in that battle for that 4th spot.
Marquardt going to drive it hard on the inside. Gets into Van Epperen, puts him up on the bike. And like we said earlier, anytime you make contact, those trucks stall out and they want to not move forward as Paige Wilhanowitz looks in the inside of Marquardt.
White flag looks like it's coming out this time by.
Is there enough time? Side by side, Marquardt and Paige Wilhanowitz. 2nd and 3rd.
I sense there's going to be some contact. There's going to be some. There's going to be contact.
I don't think Marquardt's going to lift coming in here. Owen Van Epperen in that 45 Power Sports 1 truck still holding on to 1 truck length lead.
You know what? It's still been a very, very clean battle in 1, 2, and 3 up front this whole lap. And now I have to say that Owen Van Epperen may have just enough gap.
Oh, Paige Wilhanowitz in the back of Marquardt.
Oh, no.
Paige Wilhanowitz, she had the inside line, and it looked like Marquardt got involved, but Paige Wilhanowitz finishes 2nd Easton Sleeper third. What a comeback for Easton Sleeper.
We're going to get our top 3 finishers in the short course carts. The kids will be up here in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Everyone has their daily routines. Some of us thrive on adventure, the thrill, even just a little family time. We live for the weekend. Whatever your passion, Kenda Tires is there for you. Kenda Tires, designed for your journey.
Well, race fans, don't go anywhere because we're getting a little bit of information, not much, but a little bit, that there's going to be possibly a change in finishing. Possible penalties being assessed. We'll find out in just a second exactly what's going to be taking place, but in the meantime, we got our top 3 finishers up here to the podium. As you can see, they're climbing out of their little carts in the helmets, the goggles, the full-face helmets, the head and neck restraints, the Hans devices. You see the fire suits. There's a lot going on, just as if they were a pro driver out there on that race course. So Marquardt doesn't even, he shouldn't even be up there. Well, someone needs to tell one of the little kids out there that he's not on the podium because he looks like he still knows. Oh, that poor kid and poor Corey. I wouldn't want to be Corey.
Oh, he is right now. Corey's the bad guy.
He's not out here. Yeah. We can see right now that there's appears to be some confusion down there on some of the drivers' parts, but we had the same situation happen yesterday afternoon in the Pro 2 ranks where there was some contact made in the last lap with 2 corners remaining this afternoon. Today it's now in the kart class. There was contact made in the last corner, and there's just a few decisions being made. So the finishing order is going to be a little different than what crossed the line. as we get ready to bring our kids up onto the podium. Well, you know what? Our new third-place finisher is back in the pit area, not aware of, obviously, of what's going on, but we'll try to get him out here in time. So finishing third, though, will be the 44 of John Holcher. Finishing second is this young man who was running up front there for a while, had contact made, fell to the back of the pack, and now worked his way back up to second. It's the number 13 of Easton Sleeper.
Congratulations to you, Easton. It's so good to see you. I was just commenting how tall you are now in the offseason. You grew so much. It's so good to see you here. Started in the back of the pack, made it up to second. How are you feeling right now in Chicago?
Feel pretty great right now. My back's pretty hurting because I got spun out, but moving up all those spots feel really good.
What can we expect for you going into ERX?
Going faster, more gnarlier, and I gotta thank my mom and dad, Luke Johnson, Armor Coat, Neverlift, Race One, High Roller Motorsports, Auto Gear, Rylander GM, Lincoln County Motorcycles for giving me new tires. Gotta thank Excel for making the sweet suit, and all my other sponsors. And I gotta thank my mechanic, Chris, aka Gary. I know Jimmy can't be right now, but if he was here, he would probably be happy right now.
Well, congratulations to you. You've done well today. Congratulations.
And taking the win once again, I said it yesterday, he picked up right where he left off the season before. He's two-time defending class champion, yesterday's winner, and now our second double winner of the weekend, the 45 of Owen Van Eperen.
Congratulations to you, Owen. Like Scott was saying, back-to-back here in Chicago. You swept Chicago last year as well. Got a great combination. How's that truck running for you?
It's really good this year. We got it from Holter Brothers.
And they made it perfect for you, right?
Yeah.
Well, you've done a great season. Who do you want to thank?
Yamaha, Yamalu, Holter Brothers, Neverlift, Victory Sign, Maxis, and that's it.
Well, congratulations on your back-to-back here in Chicago. One more round of applause for these two guys right here, and back up to you, Scott.
You know what? It's kind of a really neat learning situation going on right now. As we watched it yesterday afternoon, like I said, in Pro 2, and the same exact thing happened this afternoon here in the short course karts. And it's, the kids saw it happen. Some of the biggest trucks, some of the biggest names yesterday in Pro 2 had this big controversy going on with the finishing order, and now they themselves this afternoon are going through the same thing.
Yeah, like I said earlier, these guys are they play it out. They're the same. They feel like they're pros, so they're getting challenged as a pro. I mean, Paige Wahanowicz, she didn't mean to get into him that much. We're going for the win. And like anybody, you don't want second. You want to go for the win, and she got a little bit of aggressive, which it could have played out either way. And like we said, we've seen it with Luke Johnson and Brad Lovell yesterday. Rubbin's racing. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
And it's a great learning experience. So, once again, we're going to step aside for just a few moments. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here this afternoon and this morning for the Sportsman Series. It's a 2017 as we conclude the second round of the 2017 TORC Series, the Off-Road Championship presented by AMSOIL. Tune back in just a moment as we get ready for the Pro Series, round 2 of the 2017 TORC Series. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you had a great time. Come on back in just a few minutes.